Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it, the world champ himself. Give it up for Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game. He's been going to raves. He's been touching grass. He's a world champion. He's an animal. One of the best in rain play. Give it up for Christopher Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite. We got the world champion, a multi-champion, the legend, the icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches. And then, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer, Benji. Gentlemen, how we feeling? Ben, let's start with you. Ben, did you hit the papaya before we started today's live show?
No, I did not.
Okay, because I heard there might have been some papaya going on yesterday. I heard there might have been some papaya going on.
Oh, I definitely ripped the pen because I got fucking... People were like, oh, 20 gifted, and they gifted 20. And I was like, well, I'll rip the pen.
No way. I
thought my performance on the show yesterday
Your performance on the show was good off the molds. I don't know.
Amazing yesterday.
Wait, you did the show faded?
I did the show faded yesterday, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah,
yeah, Sam. And all the comments were like, yo, Ben was good.
Them all faded.
Bro,
hey, I didn't even know that. Let's go, Ben.
I think you're the one that's fucking
Wait, so was he doing less? Was he doing less yapping?
He was doing less yapping. He was actually adding some good takes. Ben, they were very, they really liked your takes yesterday. They liked your takes.
NJ might be in.
But listen, today was weird. I woke up this morning and it was snowing out. It was like flurries outside, like fucking Midwest weather. Tom, I watched Tottenham absolute masterclass against Aston Villa.
Yeah, I saw the red card, the tackle you sent me to.
Yeah,
it looked like did they give him the red card?
Straight red.
Okay, yeah, no, it was a red. It was a red card.
Bro. No, Hezzy straight red. Watch Liverpool City. That was a fucking banger. 1-1. I think Liverpool got kind of robbed at the end.
Yeah,
English refs are fucking dog shit. And yeah, we were really excited for the matches today. And I went 0 for 3 on predictions, but we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I went 0 for 3 as well on predictions. Christopher Duarte, how you feeling, brother? You feeling better?
Still a little hoarse, but not as bad as yesterday. I feel like my sickness is pretty much gone outside of my voice, but
yeah,
I'm excited to talk about the matches. I missed you guys yesterday, and I almost went 0-3, but Optic saved me. I was the only one in the show that went Optic. I'll take it.
I think you're the only one on the show that got a win.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
actually?
Well, I mean, I went 0 for 3.
Oh yeah, I blacked out.
I went 0 for 3, made 80 cents on my bets today.
Jesus Christ.
0.80.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, Chris, we missed you too, Chris. We missed you too, bro.
Because it's just 500 and shit just came.
How was Scrappy? How'd Scrappy do?
Nah, he was horrible.
My replacement.
No, I'm just kidding. Scrappy was good. It was good. I love Scrappy, man.
He called everyone shit.
Yeah, he called everybody terrible. Nah, he was good. Scrappy was just kind of chilling. It was a last minute thing, Chris, because you were sick and we were like, man, who should we get? So we ended up getting Scrappy. He was in the TeamSpeak with us. It was nice to get one of the players on because we've never had a player as a co-host on the show like that, like mid-season player come on and be a co-host. So it was cool. It was cool to have Scrap on, and he did a good job. So shout out to Scrappy for hopping on yesterday. He got pooped on today. We'll talk about it. Pat, how you doing, Pat? You doing good?
I'm great, Tom. I actually got a call today, Tom, from someone I did not expect. Landlord called. He actually said for some reason the rent has been paid in full for the rest of the year. I don't know who, Tom, but yeah, it looks like I'm rent free for the rest of 2024.
You're rent free.
Good call. It's good news for me, at least.
Pat, that's phenomenal news. It's good to hear. It's always a pleasure hearing from you.
Yes, sir.
And then who else? Who did I miss? Ben, Sam. Sam, you doing it? Sam, I feel like we've been together we've been here all day.
Yeah, I'm good.
How you doing, Sam? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, man. I'm living in dude. Pat's like I'm paying for Pat's rent now. Like it's I don't know.
That's insane.
Life is good for me. Yeah.
This lay-in. But guys, today was a great day of matches. First 2 matches went by pretty quickly, and then we had a banger to end things off. So we're gonna hop right into it, and we're gonna get right into the show. Let's dive into the first match of the day. We had LA Thieves going up against the Vegas Legion today. We all had Vegas going into it, but LA Thieves, they come out and they get the victory over Vegas. Scroll down and we'll take a look at the stat sheet. Pretty balanced from both squads. I mean, Sam, LA Thieves, this is your squad. You went with Vegas in a prediction yesterday. How'd you feel watching your LA Thieves boys come out and get the W today?
We won our 4th hard point of the year, so I'm excited about that. Won a game 4 for maybe the first time this year. I don't know. The series went well, man. It was a good win. We got a high-rise control rep, won that as well. It was just an overall team win. I was surprised because Vegas was uptrending. We were all calling like they had a pretty easy strength of schedule and they were kind of taking care of business. So that's the reason for my prediction. I thought that the series would carry on a similar trajectory. Nero, I think, had a pretty tough one today, as well as Purge. So that was probably the difference maker here with Rio, and like your sub players aren't playing super well. Rio is a relatively difficult map, but LA took care of business, man.
Yeah, Ben, what did you think about the series? LA Thieves, they look better today.
I thought on the Thief side, the evasion control was nice to play from them. I thought the real hardpoint closeout was nice to see from them because we would see them lose so many game 4s and then go into gritty game 5s. I think on the Vegas side, it felt like the teamwork was not on point today. I know Dylan had another fantastic day, put out damage,
Bro,
put up kills, almost dropped 100
fantastic
kills.
day.
But
He's been insane.
But the rest of the team, we're watching them play the hardpoints, especially in like control. I just feel like they were not gelling stuff together. They were not working stuff as a team and getting trades, and they got punished today in Thieves on multiple respawns.
Mm-hmm. Chris, how you feeling? What did you think about the series?
The difference maker here was Thieves' ability to shut down Nero. He had a very quiet series, probably one of his worst series in my recent memory, and he's been a big proponent of their success along with Attach. Attach had an absolutely insane series. He was putting the team on his back, but ultimately Ghosty had an absurd high-rise control, and then Kremp played really well in that series. And then that like relentless aggression that they had on Rio, where they had like I think like 3-4 subs out at times, was like a huge difference maker for them. They were just putting on insane amounts of pressure onto the Thieves or onto Legion, and they just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, guys, I want you guys to know that Chris, you could rest today if you don't want to do the show today. If your voice is
I'm fine.
You know, I just want people to know I'm not forcing you to do this because some people are like Tom didn't let Chris rest. No,
He let him out of the basement to do the show.
Chris is more than welcome to not do the show. I know he's sick. I think you sound good, Chris. Chris, I think you sound.
I'm
good.
fine. I just sound like Batman.
Hey Pat, talk to me about the series Purge with another 0.8, man. I think we got to start talking about maybe another change in this Vegas team.
It's been Tom. It's been talking about it. I don't understand why we're not listening.
Yeah.
This guy's got to go if this Vegas squad wants to do anything. Someone going plus 32 for the L with like 18,000 is insane.
He's got almost 100 kills.
That's insane.
In 4 maps.
This is also the first time I think LA Thieves has ever won a map 4 in the whole year.
That's what I said. I have no idea, but it's got to be either the first one or like the first time and the second time.
But yeah, I mean, look, if this Vegas squad wants to do anything ever this whole year, there has to be another change because this ain't cutting it. I don't care what role he's playing. I don't care how nice of a guy he is on the squad. I don't care about his comms. Get me somebody that can get kills.
I want to agree with you, but at the same time, like Nero had a worse series, and I think to your point
Nero
though,
wins them series by himself sometimes.
To your point though, like if Nero is like having a bad series, then you know the other sub player on the team's got to step it up. But I mean, I don't know. We'll wait to see how they do at the major.
I will say Nero has had his moments with Vegas. I definitely think he's been a good player for them. But I would say recently he hasn't been. I remember in the first stage, Nero was really popping off for him. I definitely think the superstars here are Attach and Geo, bro. The Attach and Geo are actually a really good AR duo for this squad. And I think if you can get Nero, maybe the right person around him, I really think this Vegas squad can elevate a ton just from making a one more change here. And granted, they did make a change. I think they needed to make more than one.
Let me ask you a question, Tom.
Yeah, of course, Pat.
You said Nero was great in stage 1, right?
No, I said he had his moments. He had his moments. I wouldn't say he was great.
Would you say he's been worse since Purge has been the second sub? Because I would. And we talk about how important it is to have a good supporting sub duo.
Right. Maybe,
Nero?
Pat.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Nero's been very good.
Once Purge swapped, they started an uptrend. Nero was going insane those last couple matches.
I don't know. I think Nero is.
I'll be honest. I like Nero. Pat, I like Nero. I would keep Nero. I just think they need to find
of course. I was saying since Purge made the roster switch or the role switch is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy that. Nero did have a quiet series, but like I think the storyline here is really still the Thieves. Listen, the Thieves had a great series today. I'm not convinced because I don't think Kremp is gonna play to this level consistently. And then you're still getting the same production out of players like Afro and Nasty. And listen, I will say it again. I don't know why Afro is on this team. Like he doesn't like contribute anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, they're still managing to find wins. But like this is like an extremely insane series out of Kremp. He has not played like this in a while, if like at all in his career. So he does have that pop-up potential, and I obviously think they invested in him, and Ghosty loves playing with them, obviously, with being on prior teams. But like, listen, Thieves got the win today. I'm still not fucking convinced at all.
Is that Simp?
Where?
He's talking about
Chris's voice.
Oh,
It does sound like so.
he does a little bit. Now that you
not
say
It
it.
does sound a little bit like Chris, but I mean, well, first off, Krem
Well,
had
he
some,
is Chris.
The wrong Chris.
Krem's had some decent series in the league in the past. I agree with you on the Marcus Afro kind of issue with Thieves. I'm curious, sort of after this major split, if a better option surfaces, will they go ahead and replace him, get someone who's a little bit more consistent in that role, and kind of kick it on from there. I'm also still waiting to see Nasty have a good series for them.
But Afro.
Well, you're gonna be waiting a while.
The thing
Afro
about
has-
Nasty is
Go ahead, Chris. Go
Nasty's,
ahead.
Nasty's always contributing in damage at least. Like he's there, he's shooting his gun, he's engaged.
not
Obviously, he might not be playing at the level of his teammates in terms of like efficiency, but Afro, I don't feel like does much. Like at least in the respawns, I've seen him have
He's-
some good S&D moments, but in the respawns, again, I'm not convinced
The
at
only
all.
players right now with the worst, I know kills KD, overall KD is not everything, but the only players that have a worse KD right now on this split than Afro is Adam Assault, who we've talked about probably his situation. Eric Boone, we talked about his situation. And Fellow, we'll get to that shortly.
Okay, and those are all players that we have said need to either one step up or need to get the fuck off the roster.
agreed.
So it's the same story. I don't care what your record is. It's,
I actually do think Afro's a good player, but he has to sprint sometimes. He can't stop sprinting. He does a lot. He gets caught out a lot. Like he'll be caught out by himself a lot, or he's just simply running. Like and there's a lot of players who are like those hyper aggressive like sub players. You know, sometimes you live and die by it, and it's an inconsistent way of playing. Like I just think he needs to find a way to just kind of, like you said, just be more consistent.
I mean, you get away
Just-
with it last year when there's no red dots. This year, you can't fucking do that. So
Yeah, it's just so many times. Like I even remember in the first map, he was like, I think he had could be wrong here. Let me go to the map one. Pretty sure he had a 0.5 in the first map, and he was 14 and 28. Every time he went to his POV, he just. Bro, it sounds so basic and it sounds so simple, but sometimes just looking at your mini map, picking up your lane and holding an L trigger is just like people don't do the simple things, and they're just trying to do too much. And you know, obviously this first map, it hurt them. I mean, they were all negative. They all got absolutely smoked in this first map. But
this team's like success is completely riding off of the fact that Ghosty has been playing very consistent for their team, and they're just hoping that Kremp or Nasty pop off on maps to carry them forward in series.
Yeah.
And Afro I just haven't seen it. He's had some good S&D moments, like I said, because he has been contributing on those S&Ds whenever they're going to those map 5s and stuff like that. So he is still contributing at least to their series wins. But like if this team wants to take it to the next level and start competing against these top teams, they need to find a sub that is going to be able to keep up. And he just hasn't been able to, even against a team that is technically on the lower spectrum. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Few things to watch from the series today here in the S&D. I thought actually Thieves, they had some rounds where they actually looked pretty good here in the search and destroy. I mean, they obviously won the map, so they were making good plays. Here in the 2-2 round, I'm not really too sure what Vegas was doing here. They were definitely waiting too long to make a play. But this ended up being a 2v3 here for the LA Thieves, and you could kind of see how it unfolds. Gio ends up getting taken down. It becomes a 2v2. Finally, Vegas is able to get the bomb down. But you could just see, because they waited so long to make a play towards his site, they kind of get swarmed. Got one guy who gets shot off bomb after he gets the plant down, and then one guy who dies looking over him. I mean, it was a great play from Nasty and Dan Ghosty. This was a big round here. If you're Vegas, anything you would have done differently here? I mean, I know Gio does lose the fight here, but I don't know. I feel like with numbers and stuff, like I just thought Vegas should have been quicker here. I just hate when people try and get the bomb down with 17, 18 seconds left. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, especially on A bomb. I think we see the following series as well, the Carolina one. It's like when you're end round situation, even if you don't have numbers, it's a very clutchable situation just because of how easy it is to actually kill a guy off bomb.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you're down numbers, you can usually just get a freebie, which is exactly what ends up happening here and then in the following series as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they were quicker, got to a post plan setup or tried to like work a trade with numbers, it would have been a lot easier.
Yeah. And even right here, I mean, I think Gio's like kind of squaring up here. I would like to see Gio just throw shimmies here. Like, I don't think Gio should even be challenging that. Like, I think he should just be throwing shimmies, like kind of playing for info. And if he sees him pushing, like he can obviously slow him down and get the info. But the fact that the matter is he chowed right away, he died, and then the guy on bomb was fucked. And then he obviously got shot off the bomb trying to run away. It was Purge. And then Dylan left in a 1v2 situation, which, you know, you feel pretty confident with Dylan in a clutch situation, but he wasn't able to clutch this one. It was really good plays from Nasty and Ghosty. I really liked their teamwork there. I liked how they played off each other, running through court in mid-tank. It was good plays from the Thieves. Then we move on to the 3-2 round. And I just really like the strat here from LA Thieves. I thought they played this great. I want to see teams do this more, which is why I pulled this up. They just solo this guy B. They're able to trade him out, and they take care of him. They make it a 3v3 situation. And, I mean, there's a lot of times where there's only one player on that B-bomb site, 2 max, unless they're getting blind cut. And they use the smoke. They smoke the cross. They get a trophy down. And they get the bomb down. It's just a smooth round. I mean, this is something that we've been talking about since day one. Try and single that guy out on B, get the bomb down, trophies down, and call it a day. I even like the setup, the post-plant setup. I always think it's a good play when you have a guy like late playing broken here, just like lurking, playing corners, waiting for them to run by you. If you're Vegas, you're trying to retake this site. How do you guys like Vegas retaking it? They decided to go 3 all the way around. Do you like it or no?
Question, yeah, I was about to say, like, do you guys like? I think you want to have one at least like ice cream so you can actually collapse on the point.
Yeah, I think
I would have somebody pinch ice cream as well, Ben.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think you need to have a guy play the barricade on the ice cream street or the ice cream door just to kind of keep anybody that's around the tank honest, and then kind of pinch. Also, what I was going to say was I really liked the way that Thieves attacked that round simply because the way that Gio was playing it on that tank, if he doesn't cross to the cube or to the forklift, that is the most exposed point that the player defending B is going to be at, right? If he gets behind the cube or behind the forklift, he's going to be able to finesse. So they recognized that situation and saw where Gio was, and they swarmed him before he had a chance to retreat. So it was a really good execute strat out of Thieves.
I also think if you just have one guy late playing like an ice cream or something, just kind of being on his lonesome, it just makes it harder for LA Thieves.
Right? You can also crossfire the guy cube. Right? You can see him on the left side of it.
The problem is here is like once LA Thieves gets the info and they know everybody's here, it just makes it so much easier for them to just everybody turn and focus one lane, because then you just kind of bully them and kind of put them in a blender. So the one thing I will say, I do like that Vegas is trying to do something together though. At least they're running around the map together, which I'm a big fan of that. In Call of Duty, I always say sometimes it really doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're doing something together. And I think with Vegas, at least they tried to hold hands and try and make a play. But definitely would have liked to see somebody play a little late flank there. I think it would have helped them on that break. But nonetheless, really good play from LA Thieves. Love the way they broke that offense down. I thought they played that flawlessly. And then we go into the final round. This was the 5-3 round. And honestly, I just want to ask you guys, what was Vegas doing here? Like, what's the game plan here? Because as the round plays out, I'll let it play out a little bit. Nero, he ends up solo chowing this guy mid-tank. And I just think I think if we're going to chow this, we should be double chowing this guy. Like we should be trying to chow him together. You could also see Purge. He was there with him, and Purge didn't even shoot his gun. So it's like Nero's going while Purge is not really there yet. Just being able to coordinate with each other there, I think, is a big play. But then after the fact, even after, I don't know what the strat is here. Then look what happens next. Purge throws a smoke down. He tries to get the bomb out in A, but nobody's with him. Like, nobody's here. Like, look at how Purge is challenging this site, right? Like, there's no teamwork. There's no coordination. And guys, this is 5-3. If Vegas wins this offense, it's 5-4. All they need is one round to tie it up. We all know about the 5-3 curse. Like, these are big rounds. I just want to see Vegas do something together here. It's just a solo challenge. For a game-losing round, for a game point, I just don't know what they're doing.
Vegas just runs into this bomb site trap a lot. They are a team, I feel like, if you probably go to their stats, they go to A bomb a lot. Like, I feel like much more than like other teams.
Everybody does now.
Yeah, and I don't really understand. Like, a lot of the time, like, if you see one guy cross B, that's still isolatable. And, like, even if, like, he does get help, like, the way that people go and help this player are easily readable. You know, like, the guy's going to come dark. The guy's going to back up, like, towards ice cream.
Yeah.
It's like there's not as many variables as having to clear out this A-bomb site with a guy mid-tank, a guy water street, maybe a guy on the site, courtyard. Like, there's so many more variables that hitting this bomb site is not, like, a bad thing, but doing it over and over, like, teams are going to stack this shit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Go B. Make it so that they have to start stacking B, right? Because they're afraid of that sort of pressure, and then maybe throw some A's in there. But I mean,
and again, it's like what LA Thieves did right on their offense, and you see how they broke it down, and just even looking at Thieves' setup, like they only have one guy by the B site, Chris. Like there's only one guy there, so it's like showing different looks and keeping teams on their toes. Like I think it's important. Like you want to make sure that teams don't know what you're doing every round. It just makes it so much easier for them. But good job from the LA Thieves to bounce back after the first map and tie the series up at 1. I mean, any thoughts on the S&D? Any thoughts at all, guys?
It was clinical. It looked fucking great.
Yeah, Sam, they look good in the search today.
They did look good.
It looked really good. And then one more clip from the series comes from the control. This was the 1-1 round. Vegas was on the offense here on high rise. I just want to see more stacks from some of these teams. and Sam's laughing because I was raging.
Drive the point home, Tom.
I was
Drive it
raging
home.
during the watch party. But even right here, boom, 3 dead, right? 3 dead here. Berjai, where are you going? Like, guys, the point doesn't fucking move when there's one person on it. It doesn't fucking move, okay? And I don't mind the play, like, yeah, get pushed up, like, get kills. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I'm the type of guy, bro. Get one guy behind the cans, get one guy behind this box, get another guy behind this box, trophy down, 3-stack it. What's gonna happen when you have trophy stacking the point? What's gonna happen when that point's moving up at the speed of fucking light? They're just gonna run at you. They have no fucking choice. All of LADs are gonna jump out of these windows and try and run through mid and try and make a play. And I'll be honest, even when people come out of right windows or come through these windows, bro, these are good head glitches. These cans right here, these boxes, you can finesse the fuck out of this propane. You can make a lot of plays. So I just didn't like the play. I just want to see them stack. I want people to stack more. Like,
Tom, I
Purge.
feel like we've been making the same point since fucking Cold War. I don't know what to say, man. We've been talking about this, like, if you stack, the time goes faster, make the other team make fucking mistakes.
Like, they should be helping each other on point, working
100%.
trades. But now instead, you have Purge, they pushed off the point. They run through mid-map. All they do is get one or two kills, and then it's chalk.
Wait, hold on. We're in copper, boys. Not only did Purge push out the right window, they can only come mid. They don't even look at mid. Look at the arrows when they stack this point. Look at number 8.
Yeah.
Like, they just look to your left.
Yeah.
And the guy on point, look to your left. They are going to fly out the left side. Watch. Just keep watching. It's not number 8. You'll see number 6 come onto the point.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
Yeah. No,
Just keep looking at their arrows. We are in copper. Look at your B-Dom.
Yeah.
They're not even looking at it. They just run through mid, and they're not even challenging. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just want to see more stacks. I don't think people realize, even for the sole fact of just getting ticks on offense, even if you don't get the point, you get another tick, right? Like, we know how important it is to try and get defense in an overtime. It's just aggravating. And this is one example that I found, but this happens fucking 80 million fucking times. Sam, how many times did I rage today in a watch
I think you
party?
yelled stack the point at least 6 times.
How many kills do they want? I don't understand. Like, bro, they get a 4 clean dead. How many do you guys want? Do you guys?
You get 3 kills with your teammates running into blue, you're not stacking the point.
Like,
you
they
don't
should
want
I don't
definitely-
understand
they,
that.
They could definitely
And they
stack
had a
here and play
trophy.
for
And
ticks,
Gio
but,
had a
like,
trophy down.
Bro, can we square up? You know the pressure's coming. Like, just start pre-aiming the lanes. Like, this guy has the right. Like, Nero and Gio should, like, fucking stack mid, like get off the point a little, not off the point, but like scoot over to the left, right, towards the helicopter stairs, and just stare at that like middle like generator, the AC, and just get ready for fights. Like, they're just sitting there waiting. They're not even looking at shit.
Look what happens after the fact. They don't stack. Purge pushes up. Everybody dies around Purge. Purge is left in their base by himself after he pushes off. The guys on point were left alone. They end up falling. And then look what happens. Then they're just put in the high-rise trap. And we know that the blender here on high-rise is not fun. It's not fun to be in here, especially in a pro match against a pro team where they don't let any lanes open. So maybe just one play there. I mean, it happened a lot, but that was just one example there where I raged and I had to write it down.
Said you were gonna drop them if they did that on your team, right?
Yeah, no, I said, yeah, no, at this point, bro, like, if this is happening consistently, like, I'm raging at my team, bro. Like, I'm literally screaming at them. Like, I'm pulling this up after the game, and I'm like, bro, 3 or 4 dead. Just get on the fucking point, bro. I understand, like, maybe it's like the ranked play itis or something. Like, people on ranked play, they're just like, on ranked play,
ranked play
great
kids would have
play.
stacked right there.
Purge, rank play, everybody run off the point. That's fine.
That's crazy.
Rank play kids probably would have stacked right there.
Bro, rank play kids stack point. I swear to God.
Now, I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's like ranked plays just kill horn. You know what I mean? Just trying to push off, get
trying
kills.
to chase dope. They're chasing dope.
They're chasing dope,
to,
man.
To
They're
your
chasing
point,
dope.
Tom, like, listen, you're not at this level. You're not going to get a 3 to 4 dead fucking every round. When you get them, take advantage. Try and get as many ticks as possible and win the fucking thing by objective. And we're tired of seeing teams. We've been fucking complaining about this since Cold War about stacking the point and how quick it goes. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I just want people to understand that you can get kills on the point. You know, like
your gun still works and you're on the point.
Yeah, it still works. You can still get kills. There's good head glitches. There's good places to play on the point, and you can make teams panic. You can make with a 3-4 dead stacking the point. Thieves are gonna panic. They will panic there. They'll run at you. I got Eli in the chat telling me to rage. What up, Standy? Shout out to Standy in the chat.
Bro, think about how it looks from Thieves POV. They come around the corner, engaging that point, and no one's looking at them. Like, what?
Just walking
Yeah.
on the
They're
contest
just
for free.
walking up and contesting for free. Like,
Pretty cheese.
That's gonna do it for this series. Pat, any final thoughts on the LA Thieves and Vegas series?
No, none. I was thinking though, I might have to add Tom stacking the point to number 16 on the 15 tip.
You might have to, bro. It was the same back in the
Control
day.
wasn't a mode back then.
Hey,
though.
stack
But
for Dom.
domination was. Domination was.
Good point.
You
Good
stack for
point.
Dom.
Good point. You did need to stack and Dom.
Yeah, remember Freight Domination on Ghost? If you didn't stack beat on when you got
You're
3 or
getting
4
nated.
dead, you're getting fucking naded off spawn and you're raging at your teammates. If you're not stacking, you're losing composure. So man, what a map. Freight Dom. Nothing
Wow.
beats Strike Zone Dom though. Strike Zone Dom was the best. That was the map where you don't stack. That's where you keep pushing and you just go in a
That's
circle.
where you gotta slay.
Yeah. But this is gonna do it for LA Thieves, Vegas. Any final thoughts, guys, on the series? Chris, Sam, Ben, any thoughts?
3 wins for LAT. Winners bracket secured.
we'll see how that pans out for him. I'm
And it's
still not
probably a
convinced.
first round bye, but it's fine.
I'm still not convinced. They got
Probably a bye for whoever they play, but
this
it's fine.
this is at Afro, bro. You got to show me some.
Yeah.
You got to show me some.
Afro's a good player. He could do it. He just needs to find
Yeah,
some
I'm not saying
consistency.
he's
He
bad.
needs to
I'm
just get
saying
some
he's-
consistency
I'm
in his
just saying
gameplay.
he's not doing his thing on the team. Like,
Yeah.
period.
Go ahead, Ben.
Vegas has got Seattle coming up next. Thieves have Vegas and LAG. So actually, Thieves next week, if they can take advantage of this Vegas team off, off the L here, and then somehow vanquish their fucking foes. I'm sorry, they just played Vegas. I'm faded. They have LAG and they got Toronto next week. My bad. I was like, didn't they just play Vegas? And then on the Vegas side, look, I think they had bad teamwork today. I think Seattle's probably a good regain series. Carolina, we'll talk about in a sec. I have an advantage on them. I think Vegas is still in a position to get, 5 wins here. They'll probably get a mid seed, and it's looking like that may be Toronto Ultras who they might be playing if they get the 5th seed. So that'll be a nice one.
Tough matchup. Definitely a tough matchup there, but let's move on. Let's move on to the next series. We got the Carolina Royal Ravens going up against the Miami Heretics.
Don't scroll down, Tom.
I'm scared.
Jump
Slay.
scare.
Should I scroll down here
Jump
and see
scare,
what happened?
jump scare.
I mean, it's not too bad. It's not. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I think there's a jump scare there for
Oh,
sure.
there's a jump scare. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Let me ask the group here.
Okay.
Looking at the scoreboard right here. I mean, when are we going to have a conversation about the ARs on this Carolina team? I know they played much better.
We've been
this split,
saying Fellow is
How
pissed
long?
for days.
Next 40 is fucking crazy, bro. Like,
We've had this conversation.
no,
100
We've been
times.
saying Fellow is bad
Bro,
online
Neg
for
40
40
forever.
isn't crazy. Neg 40 against the Miami Heretics is insane.
Insane.
Mhm.
I would expect a neg 40 against Scrap and his buddies, dude. Not fucking Vickle and his other buddies. Like, I don't know. They got choke slammed like bad today.
Yeah, it was bad.
I don't know what the fuck I watched.
Yeah, they just seem so off their game. I mean, they usually look better than that. But Tyler has been struggling. You guys, I love Tyler. He's a great guy, but he's just having a rough time. He's had his moments, but he's definitely been struggling the most on this roster. I think we can all agree on that. And I don't really know what the next steps are for them moving forward. But Pat, let's go to you. What did you think about the series?
I mean, I thought Carolina was way better than this.
Yeah,
but
so
they
did
had
I.
me fooled. It's weird because I still think the Heretics suck. I still think the Heretics need a roster change, but they ran over the Ravens today. Again, I think to Ben's point, neg 40. Anyone's running over anybody who goes neg 40. But yeah, I was lack of impress across the board for me.
Yeah, I agree. Chris, what were your thoughts? Carolina, they come out. Miami, I mean, they were 0-5 in the stage going into it. I did not have any hope with Miami getting the W today, but they looked better. They had their moments today. They were fucking twisted in the listening. What did you think, Chris?
I mean, listen, just like Pat said, there's dog shit, there's cat shit. They're all fucking
Damn.
shit, dude. And so, like, when it comes to like even predicting some of these matches, the way they go just doesn't make sense sometimes. But yeah, Fellow, man, another stinker online. He played really good on lands, so like he's still got that pass until the next major. But like, if they come out and they perform lackluster again, they really got to start having another conversation about making a change.
In this format, you can't be that way anymore. You can't be bad online and good on land. Like, you still don't make champs.
I mean, I agree, but we'll see. It's just Tough.
I think
Tough.
one positive to take from Miami is Eric Boom stepped up today. I think a lot of people were waiting to see Eric Boom step up for these guys, and today he seemed like he played a lot better. He seemed like he played with a little bit more confidence today. He was winning a lot of ones.
I mean, all the ARs were dead on Carolina, so I'm sure he was feeling like he could run.
He was just running through late.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The AR's struggling from Carolina, but the series it went by pretty quick. First map was pretty close. There was a few instances in the first map where just a little confused as some of the plays. I mean, one of them came from Gwyn here on the second P2. I wasn't really too sure. So first he makes the great heads up play, Sam. I don't know if you remember me in the watch party, but I was like, oh, Gwyn's taking a good route here.
Win. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, there goes Gwyn. He's taking a good route. He wins the one-on-one. I'm like, oh, great plays from Gwyn. He's going to flip these spawns. They're going to get P2. Carolina can bring this game back. But then take a look at the play he makes next. Then after he does the hard part, wins the one-on-one, he runs towards Old. With 10 seconds left, he cleans up the guy at Old, but then it's like nobody's at P2. Everybody's spawning there. Gwyn tries to push the back, and he's dead. And now look how this looks. I just would have liked to see Gwyn play a corner here somewhere. Slow down this push from Vegas. Like, slow these guys down. You did the hard part. You took the route. You got the kill. Now, buy time for your squad. Buy some time. Get some kills. And if Gwyn gets another couple kills here, he can push up, flip these spawns. I just think the play he made after the fact wasn't good.
You want to know what that play is? It's the I don't trust my teammates to break the hill play. That's literally what it is. It's like if he's making a heads-up play where he's trusting his teammates, what he does is he gets that kill and pushes further to the back to block those spawns for when the inevitable happens where his teammates do break the hill. Then he convinces, then he like fully flips the other team out. But instead, him like giving up that side of the map, or even TJ. TJ was back there too. He made a quick pinch play too.
Yeah.
One of them could have just stayed back and blocked the fucking hill.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
I like TJ personally pushing hill because he can be a nuisance
he's
here.
Closer.
Like,
he's the first
he's
guy.
close. He's behind them. They don't know he's here. Like I don't even mind the play here.
Yeah.
Honestly, TJ was fucking snapping this first map too. He was actually playing really well, but just didn't like the way that they just chucked it to P2. They need to get a solid hold to bring this game back. They have to stop trying to chase the game. We see that so many times with pro teams is they fall and they lose it. They fall early. They go down 60, 70 points early. And then they forget their brains. Like they're constantly trying to push grab, constantly trying to pick up 10 seconds here, 20 seconds there. Just got to stick to the fundamentals, man. Like get to that next hard point, rotate, try and lock down some 60s, and bring this game back. So definitely didn't like the play there from Gwyn. Any final thoughts on that play right there?
No.
Okay, phenomenal. Let's move on. And then here in the Search and Destroy. Now, this might be a nitpick here. You guys can let me know what you think. It's the trophy placement from Carolina. So I'm going to let this play out. They drop a trophy here, dark, on this tank here. But then the problem is they go to plant the bomb, and they get naded off of the bomb site. So I just feel like if you're going to save your trophies for an offensive round, shouldn't you be throwing that trophy around the bomb site so they can't just get naded off bomb like that? Because
You would think, Tom. You would
because
think.
how many times do we see people just throw useless fucking trophies and then you waste your trophies and then this happens where you get naded off the site, especially when you're playing Miami? Because I remember when Miami played, I think like a week ago or a couple weeks ago, they talk about how they leave this B-bomb site open all the time. They always play retake on this B-bomb site. So if I'm playing against Miami, I'm telling my team, yo, save your trophy. They don't even go B. They play retakes. Just fucking go B. Drop a trophy. Smoke, plant, boom, and just hold. It should be like a clinical round. But no trophies on the site. TJ gets naded, and there he goes. Go ahead, Chris. What are you going to say?
I brought that up on the show before. I was saying how, like, if a team gives up B completely, that means that they're completely relying on utility to break. Like, it's literally completely obvious. You need to have that trophy on bomb. But also, that's still like an advantage for the offensive team. Like, not only are they going to have to deal with trying to break this with utility, you're going to have zero map control. And the offensive team, since they saw nobody B, they have all their shit too.
Yeah.
So, like, they just completely blunder that. I see the vision because a lot of people like to retake through that mid cut. People throw smokes there all the time. So I can guess why they did it, but I didn't agree with the play because there's no one there. There's really no, it's free bomb.
Well, if they had another trophy, it'd be good. You know, drop one trophy dark.
Oh, Fellows got one.
Does he? Does he have one?
When
Fellows
did he
got
get it?
one.
When did he get it? We can't even
You got
say.
it there. You got it right there.
Yeah, it's just, and then of course, obviously Miami, they used their numbers and they were able to just win the round with ease after that first blood. You know, it's just you know, after watching Miami play a little bit, even Vic on the interview, it's like you know what these guys are doing. You know how they're playing the map. It's just it's almost like teams aren't doing their VOD review. They're not watching.
So,
Go ahead, Pat.
If you guys were still playing, and I told you just lost to the team that hadn't won in 50 days, what would you say?
I would lose fucking composure, and I would probably be watching VOD right now. My team.
Well, that's what happened to the Carolina Royal Ravens today.
They haven't won in 50 days.
That was Miami's first win in 50 days.
They hadn't won since the last week online before the major.
50 days.
That's crazy. That's fucking insane. 50 days streak has
To
been
be fair, we also had
broken.
like a 21-day break in the middle of that, but your point still stands.
True. Yeah, nah. It's
It's a lot of time to go winless and then randomly beat the Ravens and then also go neg 40.
Well, let's move on to the next clip, Tom.
Yeah, let's move on to the next clip. And then here, I just really like to play here from Lucky. This was ballsy, man. TJ, he's left in a 1v2 here. He makes the play, wins a big 1v1 here, bombs down. He smokes the bomb down. I thought TJ was actually going to try and hop the bomb with the smoke in it, but Lucky takes the 50-50. Look at this guy. He said, fuck it, I'm just going to trust it that he just doesn't hop on a bomb, and he ends up winning the round. It ends up working out for him. Thought TJ maybe could have hopped the bomb there. I mean, in hindsight.
It's just a 50-50.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. It's just, I'm surprised Lucky took the 50-50 right there.
I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, if I saw the gamer tag and I knew it was Lucky, bro, I'm hopping the bomb.
There's really two 50-50s
That
here.
boy
That's
is a
insane.
statue, bro. That guy does not move.
Yeah, it's true, too. You gotta know your
he
players.
50 the bomb hop and then Lucky 50 to check it, and both worked out. That's actually wild.
Lucky Less is my go-to.
The Lucky Less is the go-to usually
it's my
whenever
go-to.
we're doing some picks.
The funny thing is, this round and the round before, I think we're both blown like 3v2s by Carolina, in which they had numbers off some trades. And then
Yeah,
just
one of
some
the
really
one of
bad
those rounds was
post-play decisions.
was what I mentioned earlier. It's just like when you have numbers on defense when they're trying to like get an A bomb down, it's super easy to just get a freebie based on like your timing of where you can actually pick the bomb from.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then honestly, after that, the next two maps were pretty much blenders. I'll be honest with you. I mean, in the high rise control, Miami 3 or Carolina 3-0'd them. That was the one map Carolina was able to get on the board. And then we go to a sub base hard point. It was 250 to 133 in favor of Miami. It was just
The worst listening of all
Worst
time.
listening was so fucking bad. Holy
yeah,
shit.
I just think that we don't even need to really listen to that. I don't think we need to listen to that. They
we
were,
should.
I mean, they tuned in, to be fair, they tuned into the listening when they were down like 100. So I just think they were going through the motions. But I mean, bro, even down 60, 100, we've seen comebacks so many times before. It's just, when you go into a listening with a team and they're barely talking, you can tell. I think somebody in the listening was like, come on, guys, let's go. Like, let's get this energy going. And if somebody has to step up and say that, it's already chalked. It's already fucking chalked.
Yo, just rotate right here, get to 60. We're back in this. No, you're not.
But that's all I had for this series. I didn't have many clips for this one. What did you guys, any final thoughts on the Carolina-Miami series? I think maybe you're buying your Vamos Bucks back. I don't know. They're 1-5.
No,
so.
no.
Hell no. Hell no. Listen, this is the case. Today's the case of like variance, bro.
That's crazy.
Some of these bottom 8 teams, like they're kind of just all going to beat up on each other. It's very much on the day. You know, I should have seen this morning when Vickle came in my chat and said Real Madrid won, Miami Heretics win. I probably should have fucking listened to him.
Yeah.
But on the Carolina side, it was just a really disappointing day from them. They are probably still going to have a good shot to make winners bracket here, even with the loss to Miami. Even if they lose to
Who?
Vegas, I think they would still get in.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Carolina can make winners.
yeah, they make it go 2-5. So
Wait, so we could have two 2-5 teams make winners?
That's
Is that what you're saying?
insane. That is insane.
it's just fucking it's how this shit goes, bro.
What happened, bro?
I
Bro,
don't
what's
know.
happening is that we have 4 teams slamming everybody, and then there's no one below them that's just going 500. Everybody else is just beating up on each other, going sub 500.
Easy Mac actually put out a tweet about this. He was talking about how people complain when there's a lot of variety in terms of who wins series and the game has less of a skill gap and there's more randomness. And then people complain when there's too much of a skill gap and everyone's getting dominated. So
Those
I
are
thought it was kind of
completely
funny.
different things.
I didn't like that tweet because I responded to it because that's like a fallacy. Because to Pat's point, like it's
That
not
has
it's not
nothing to
apples,
do
it's
with each
apples to
other.
oranges. Like
Like the
they're both
problem is
valid
that there's
complaints.
4 teams that have all the talent. I would complain about the same thing in the NBA. Like if
Yeah.
there was 4 teams that were only good and had every goddamn good player on 4 teams, then it'd be the same problem.
I'm just saying it's similar. It's close.
It
it's
is
not.
it is-
Obviously, skill gap CODs are always better. Will always be better. flukiness is not good. There's
100%.
there's no comparison. The problem is that we have 8 terrible teams in a good game, and the format is even worse. Like,
Yeah.
we can't have a locked in 12 franchise league where 8 of the teams just can't even compete with the top 4. Like, I'm sorry.
That's Formula One at that point.
That if we go back to the
Been using that
open
analogy
format,
the whole year.
bro, if we go back
Some
to the
teams
open
gotta be
format,
Haas.
we can have that where like there's shit
Alpine
teams.
this year. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No,
But
I agree
we
with
don't
you.
have it. We have a locked in 12 franchise model where they only play each other. There's nothing interesting when the bottom 8 just play each other and get shit on against each other, and then play the top 4 teams and might as well not even show up that day. Like,
And I
that's
don't
the
want to
problem.
keep making the same point because you guys are tired of hearing it. But the
Why
problem
not?
with this, no, what about what I'm going to say next, which is the 7-game split thing, because of that fucking differential, means that the unbalanced schedule is even worse this year. Like, if you're getting a freebie schedule, I'm not saying that Vegas is, getting lucky with their schedule because they've still grinding out some decent wins. But like, they're during the split, the only good team they played is Toronto. Like, as opposed to like what Thieves is dealing with. It's just, I don't know.
I
Some
think-
tweaks need to be made next year.
I think
to adjust
everyone
this.
on the show can agree that Octane is the reason why the
shit.
league is so imbalanced.
Yeah, everybody's blaming
shit.
Octane in the chat. You see Study blaming him in the chat as well. I mean, Sam, way to go, Sam. Thank you for
Yeah,
ruining
it's me.
this league.
Yep,
Yeah,
suck my
it's-
balls.
I think it's equal part his fault and equal part Seattle Surge's fault, because
shit.
Seattle Surge had 2 good players that they could have made roster moves around and build a good team, and instead they gave
The
up.
Gwyn guys.
No, I mean,
guys.
even imagine, like, bro, I don't think they should have kept Mac and Lamar as long as they did. Like, that team could have made moves when it was Sib and Pred and found 2 good players to pair with them. I'm sorry, they could have.
Yeah.
And that team would have been way more consistent and way more interesting.
I think if you were to
Yeah,
be,
AG was still going to fucking Optic though. That wasn't
But
going to
this is like 2 years prior, bro. That team stuck together
I think if you mix in some like if you mix in the bottom 8 teams and like maybe even throw in some challengers in there, you could potentially make some decent rosters that are probably better than at least a couple of them and make this way more competitive. But
I just
the roster building in the CDL is just fucking terrible.
I just think the only thing, Chris, is that might be possible, but it's possible those rosters fall the same problem everybody else is having this year, right? We always keep talking about a 5th team, right? At one point it was fucking LAG, and then it was the Minnesota
There is
Rocker,
no 5th team, bro.
and then it was Miami.
It's
for
just the
3
flavor of the
seconds.
week, bro.
And
It's
they're-
whoever's
they're
good. It's
for 2
whoever
weeks, and then they're
is
fucking
shooting their
ass again.
guns.
There's
Yeah.
top 4
Yeah.
and there's everyone else.
Yeah, we've
So-
talked about it. Everybody else, it's kind of like on the day. Sometimes like people are shooting their guns hotter, but by the day, and it's so hard to predict like some of these matchups in some of these matches. It's just I don't know. And I think the game, I agree, Pat. It's just an inconsistent game. It's the way some of these rosters are constructed. It's just everything's kind of just folding together, like everything's falling. But yeah, any final thoughts on the Miami and the Carolina series before we move on?
No, move us on to the best shit
Snoozer.
right here.
All righty, then we move on. This is what everybody's been waiting for. We had a banger of a series to end today's Sunday of matches. We have Optic Texas going up against Toronto Ultra Optic. Get the 3-2 victory over Toronto. I mean, we could take a look at those maps. Optic, they win the control and they win both S&Ds. They hit them with the 2-3-5. They 6-0 them in one S&D, 3-0 them in the control, and probably should have 6-0'd them in the last map S&D as well. That one ended
Fucking
6-1.
AG
AG's got no ice, man.
AG
Yeah,
lost the
AG's got
1v1,
run away,
man.
bro.
He lost the 1v1. But Optic, they come out. I definitely think there's some problems in the hard points, but they looked really good in the other game modes, and they were able to get the W here against the Major 1 champions. I think this was just a really, really big win for Optic Texas, and they looked good today. I mean, Ben, we'll start with you. What did you think about the series as a whole? Let's scroll down and take a look at these stats. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think for Optic, it's impressive when you take 12-1 in S&D rounds in a 5-game series. Like, that has to be respected. And Toronto is a team that's been top of the search charts for most of this year, and they made Toronto look like a fucking G League fucking S&D squad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's impressive. The control was also a masterclass as well from Superstar Shotzi. Listen, the hard points are the hard points. I thought Toronto did a good job on that Skid Row pick, and the Rio came down, I think, to a
Thought they
couple
couldn't
of
hold a
key
hill in Rio.
situationals, and they couldn't hold hills. But this is a banger. I think for me on the Optic side, you'd love to see the contribution from your sub players. Not the best of series from Ken or Bruce, but that's fine. Doesn't matter.
You don't
Bruce
need
is
it.
Neg
pretty
You
3
don't
and
need
Neg
it.
6 is not the best.
not-
like,
yeah, it's
come
not a
on,
big
bro.
deal.
Yeah,
They're
fine.
fine.
They had their feet fucking kicked up for most of this. So
I think we got to
like,
talk about Shotzi and Pred were just great today. They were playing off
I
each
thought
other
Pred
really
was
good.
phenomenal. I thought Pred was phenomenal all day. I'm glad we finally got a superstar versus superstar matchup. Pred versus Scrap. Both showed out. For me though, Optic winning in S&D, Control and S&D. Obviously, they dominated in those 3 modes. But a Neslo win, to me personally, it's never been as impressive. I've always said that. Especially when we get to land, like the team that's normally hot and hard point will always take at least one of those 2-3-5s.
Right.
I'm interested to see kind of how this plays out once we get to land, because I do think Toronto is clear cut the better HP team, and we've been talking about it for a while. I know Sam, you were big on this. Like Optic was really good in hardpoint, and their weakness was S&D. Chris, you mentioned it in the chat. I agree with you. I think Toronto is giving away, other teams their best maps here in this online qualifier. We saw this with FaZe. It's not the first time, so we do have precedent there with them giving other teams their best maps. Because I think, look, Toronto knows, and we've talked about this, whether you play first seed or 4th seed, it's all the same shit. You're playing the bottom 8 teams regardless, round 1. So yeah, I think we got a good game. Shotzi obviously had a takeover map in game 3. Definitely impressive. Was a star performance, absolutely. If you looked at his hard point though, I think he had like a 0.79 in those 2 hard points.
They
combined.
all did, Pat. They all did.
Not Pred, but yeah, the rest of them, yeah, but not Pred. Pred's consistent in all 5 game modes. It's kind of like the NBA, Tom.
Pred had a
about, like, the
0.89
playoffs.
in the 4th map, and he had a 0.96 in the 1st map.
Yeah, so he had a 0.9, 0.92, I believe, and Shotzi had a 0.79 combined. Which, when you look at like the NBA playoffs, Tom, right, and you think about the teams that make it far, your superstars are the ones that perform in all modes, right? You can rely on them in every game in a 7-game series, whereas your stars will have those moments. They might win you a game, right, but they're not winning you the series. And I think, for me personally, I think Pred was the clear-cut superstar all game long in this whole series, and it was a good battle. And Scrappy obviously did his thing for Toronto.
Scrap's probably looking around like the Will Smith
I'll
in
go
his
next.
living
I'll go
room.
next. Chris, I'll go next. I'll go next.
A lot of bullshit on
Go ahead,
that.
go ahead,
I
Tom.
just know ball.
Well,
It's
my-
very simple. You
my
guys are
personal
easily
opinion-
impressed by one map and think that changes everything. I see the big picture.
My
Chris, go
personal
ahead
opinion.
first.
No, I'm gonna go first. My personal opinion with Shotzi is I don't like to look at Shotzi's stats too much. I'll be honest. I feel like when you watch him play, you know he's a superstar. You know he's an impact on the map. It's just the little things that he's doing, whether it's the routes that he's making or him staying alive in crucial situations, buying time for his team. He's a very unselfish player. Like he does it all, right?
Yeah,
So
he's
like
a star, absolutely.
huh?
He's a star, absolutely. He's not a superstar.
No, he's
though.
a superstar, Pat. He's a superstar.
There's a clear difference, bro. And there's really not any teams. I would say Atlanta FaZe is the only team that has multiple superstars. Every other team definitely in the top.
But what do you
want
want to do, Pat? What do you want to see from Ant to be a super? What do you want from him? Like I don't know what you want.
Consistency across all game modes against every team he plays, online and online.
But he's
That's
been
what we
great.
get
He's
against all
been
the other
good. But he's
superstars.
been consistent this stage, Pat. He's consistently been frying.
But again, I don't care about the
and he's
bottom
doing it
4.
against top
Or the
teams. He
bottom
just did it
8,
against the
sorry.
Major 1 champs. He dropped the
He did it.
1.4.
He did it in this series in one map, though, Tom. In one map.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
If we
He
take
played well
away
in the
that one
S&Ds
map,
too, and
if
he
we
was
take
playing.
away the
He
one
didn't
map,
play that
Tom,
bad
he
in the
had a
hard.
0.8.
He didn't play that bad in the hard
He had a
points.
0.8. Take away the one control. He had a 0.8. How is that a superstar? Like the fact that he went 26-8 was an insane.
They won the
outlier
series,
to his
Pat. He had a
stats.
1.14
That's
Yeah,
overall.
but that's
absolutely.
also- but
they
that's
could have
also
got
'cause they're-
3-1. Like
but
it's the
that's
same
also-
thing. He would have had a 0.8. We would have been looking at it like, well, damn.
But we can't just
but that's
remove
also-
maps from the series. That's what
You're missing my point,
hold
though.
on, hold on.
I'm saying
pull up both hardpoint stats for both teams. Pull up the
All right,
hard
so
points. both of
this
them.
is the map 1 right here. This is the map 1 here.
Yeah, they all pretty much got cooked. Okay,
They
next.
all got cooked.
Shotzi played the worst. Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter. They all got
They
cooked.
played
They
the
all had
worst.
around the same
Pat.
damage. It doesn't matter.
He
It doesn't
played the
matter. Go to
worst.
next
They were
one.
all had the
Least
same
damage.
shit.
Least damage.
Go to the next
kills,
one.
Like,
Go to
This is the next
yeah,
one.
it
This is
Go
the
to
next
map
one
four,
right
go
here.
to
Yeah,
the
the
same
worst
map
shit.
four.
He
It's the
rated
same
as
thing
well.
again.
It's the
Least
same
kill
shit.
time.
They all
The same
got cooked.
shit.
Listen, the reason. Listen,
Look, you guys are just easily impressed. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say. You're easily impressed.
So look. If you were to,
It's the same logic. You guys like D'Angelo Russell last night
here
or
we
2
go.
nights ago. He had like a 44-9-8 or 44-9-5 performance.
you
It was
go
great
look-
I remember
performance.
that. Braun was gassing.
D'Angelo Russell is not a superstar
Would
for the
you-
Los
would
Angeles
you-
Lakers.
would you
Did he have
consider-
a
hold on,
great
hold on.
game against the top 4 team?
would you consider?
Absolutely
Would you
he did.
do you consider
He's a
Simba
star.
superstar? Do you consider Simba superstar?
Oh yeah, Simp's superstar.
There's a lot of times where, especially in recent times, where
Simp and MC are superstars. Absolutely.
Where Simp statistically is not positive, but he's still he's like around a 0.9, right, in those series, but they're winning them. They're winning the series, whether it's a 3-0
I don't
or
understand what
close
point
games.
you're making.
My point is, like you're saying, like these guys got to
Abizi's
perform in
a
every
star,
game mode.
Draws is a
but
star.
They're not
Sell it,
always going
Simp are
positive.
superstars.
Like the statistics don't matter to a degree. Right?
Going positive is
Before-
not the metric that we're using for whether you're a superstar.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then what are we even fucking talking
So
about?
what?
Because-
Okay, Pat.
Did we
I'm
not
glad you
listen?
said that. I'm glad
No,
you said
listen.
that.
Play all 5 game modes and consistently perform in them against other top 4 teams.
Okay,
Shotzi does
then-
not fit that criteria.
Okay, then
I'm
by
sorry,
this-
he doesn't.
okay, then
but
what
you know
about-
who
what-
does? Pred, Shotzi, Simp, Celium. Those guys fit that criteria.
What
Shotzi
about
doesn't.
Kleenex? You call
Shotzi
Kleenex
is
a
a
superstar?
He is. Did you see him on LAN last event? Oh my
okay, so
God,
we're
was
only
he
talking.
a superstar?
So we're talking about his
No,
LAN
it's the
performance
same
only.
thing. You wait,
Wait,
LAN
what-
obviously
what-
more,
what'd you-
but
what'd you say
online
about-
matters
My
a little
point
bit. It's like
is,
80-20
my point
split.
is, we
80-20 split, I'd say.
can scroll through these statistics
Hold on.
for everyone,
Time out,
for
time out,
everyone
time out, time
on
out.
Toronto and
I
see
mean,
that they
bro,
had
just
bad,
say it. You're
bad
easily
performances.
impressed.
not true
I
at all.
get it. I get it. You're
Pat,
easily
Pat,
impressed.
what was your list of superstars? Can you repeat that list?
Simp, Celium, Pred, and Scrappy. Those are my guaranteed 4 superstars. The only 4 superstars
Simp has
to
had
me
bad maps.
personally in Modern Warfare 3. Those
Simp
are my
has-
only
Simp
4
has
superstars.
had bad maps.
Now, if we go back,
Abizi has
and
had
I've been
bad
saying
maps.
this, and I've been saying this now because you guys remember back to last year, I said from Vanguard to Modern Warfare 3, that is where I felt Shotzi stopped being a superstar. I said it. I said he went back to a star. I haven't seen him reclaim that title in the last 2 years. I personally have not. Now, we
Then you
look
must
at
be
someone
fucking
like,
blind this weekend, I guess.
bro,
This
do
weekend,
you guys
these-
you guys are taking one online weekend and acting like it's reclaiming something. Like you got to show me something
Okay,
that's
no, no.
credible.
So-
Having
so-
like
6-0
one
in the
good weekend-
stage, Pat. What else do you want us to
irrelevant
watch?
me.
Hold that thought.
That's
So
irrelevant to me.
So listen,
Why
listen.
are we ignoring stage 1? Shotzi was dog shit in stage 1.
Their whole
team
mid-stage
wasn't.
one.
Their whole
Yes,
team
but
wasn't.
he was dog shit. That is not a superstar. You
Okay,
can't just
people
look
can get
at
better.
one. Yes, and he hasn't done it yet. To the point.
Abizi was not that good in stage 1 either.
Did I
And
say
he's
Abizi was
improved
a
lot.
superstar? Did I say Abizi
You
was a
said-
superstar?
yes,
How do you
earlier.
how do you
No, I
look
did
at
not.
last year?
I did
You
not.
don't think
I-
Abizi is a superstar? Bro,
No,
what
he's a
am I
star.
hearing?
He's a
Shotzi's not a
star.
superstar. Abizi's not a superstar.
Bro, you guys are
Pat, come
clowns.
on.
Not everybody can be a superstar. We've said this.
I know
Let's
that.
Stop,
I know
let's
that.
stop giving out these titles to people who don't deserve it just because we're friends with them and they're obviously good at the game. Like, think about it this way. I'm the only one here that is not financially motivated to fake gas somebody. That's a reality. And I'm telling you,
I'm not
there's
either.
only
Pat, no,
4
we're not fake gas.
superstars
Pat, we-
currently in Modern Warfare 3. There's only 4.
Well, we just Rusty, Clay, and Fellow. Those are 2 of my
No,
best
for
friends.
someone who's not a competitor, Ben, like
It is
I
what
get
it
you
is,
don't
bro.
understand,
Are you
but these
calling in from
people
Planet
are
Mars on, like,
not
a million ping right now?
superstars, bro.
This
They
is
are.
great.
Come on, bro.
So I don't understand. Why are we upset
Okay,
at the fact
okay,
that someone's
okay,
a
hold on.
star
Go-
and not a
can we-
superstar?
One at a time,
Just
one at a
because-
time.
Just because one person's the fan favorite does not
No.
automatically
Can
make
I-
them a superstar.
Go
Can I
ahead,
see-
Chris.
Can I
Go
see?
ahead.
Can I see terminal stats?
If you play bad, you're not a superstar.
Last map 5
Please
cents.
let me
yeah,
see terminal stats.
You're gonna see that Ant had a pretty good map.
AG
too.
had a
Okay,
fucking
Pred,
crazy
Damn,
mouth.
that's my goddamn superstar.
Kleenex isn't a
That was a
superstar.
Pred
fucking,
takeover.
None of these, dude. Like you're.
What do you mean? Look at it. Look at your point I
the
just
way-
made.
the
Pred,
way-
that's game 5. Series on the line. So look what superstars showed up. Scrappy and Pred. It's simple, bro. I've been saying it the whole time. You guys just aren't listening.
Bro, superstar.
It's
He went.
simple.
You're calling Scrap a superstar. He went 7-6, brother.
When
Like,
his teammate went 0, 2, 2,
my
and 7,
point is,
yeah, he
my point
did
is,
his
the
job.
way you're moving the goalpost is insane. Listen,
There's no goalpost moving.
will-
I'm just not easily
no.
impressed like you. I get it.
I no, that's not true at all. I'm
That's
the
very
same
true.
way. I'm the same way as you. I look at people from stage to stage. I look at people from game to game. I look at people from online
No. Why
to
would you
LAN
look at it
before
from
I judge
stage
them.
to stage? That is delusional. That means, oh, Shotzi wasn't a
Because
superstar in
people can
stage 1, but he's a
people imp-
superstar in
people-
stage 2.
People,
What?
people improve. People
No,
improve.
someone's either a superstar or they're not. And
Well, I
and
think
for
there's way
me,
more people that are
after
superstars
Modern
than what you
Warfare
listed.
3, he lost his superstar title. He was not a superstar last
can I-
year.
can I put a
and
pin
in the
in-
big and so far
in Modern Warfare 2,
3,
in Modern Warfare 2,
and so far,
One at a
Shotzi
time.
has not regained
Hold on,
being a
hold on.
superstar.
How do you
It's very
think that
simple.
quick sidebar.
Very simple.
How do you think after last year the year before that, that Beezy's not a superstar with 2 rings?
I thought when did I say he wasn't? People can
You
lose
just
superstars.
You just did
10
30
minutes ago.
seconds
No,
ago.
I said Abizi was a superstar last year. He's not right in this year.
Hold
He's
on.
not.
So people can lose superstardom,
yes,
but they
and game
can't
to
gain
game,
it?
not weekend to weekend, moron. Game to game. It's very simple. Abizi lost his superstar status in Modern Warfare 3. He did, plain and simple. Just like Shotzi lost it in Modern Warfare 2.
You're fucking yapping, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm speaking facts. You guys are easily impressed. You guys are easily impressed, and you're financially motivated to be a fan
I'm
of
not
certain
financially
player.
motivated.
Yeah, you are.
at all.
Yeah, you
No,
are.
I'm
It's
not.
very
I'm
simple.
No, you're
Listen,
not
I get it.
financially
I get
motivated
it.
to be
You
a
guys,
hater, is
you
like
guys.
everything going on
How am
here.
I financially motivated?
I mean, I
How-
picked
What-
Toronto
how
in
would
the
I
series.
benefit?
Baby,
How can you
Elon
say
bucks.
that I am
How would I
financially
benefit?
motivated when I cook Shotzi one week and then I fucking praise him the next? I'm not financially motivated in the
No,
the
you're
slice.
just
I'm
a
probably the
flip-flopper.
least.
Someone
because-
doesn't go from being a
because I
superstar
can
to a star to a
acknowledge-
superstar to a
because I
star
can
week in and
acknowledge
week
when
out. That's not
people
how it works.
improve and
Okay,
when
can
people
we-
fall off.
That's not
It's
how
just-
it works, bro.
Can we move the conversation?
People don't just go superstar to stardom in
let's-
one week to another.
Let's
That's
move the
delusional.
convo. Let's move the
We're
convo.
going to argue this.
That's
I want
insanely
to talk
delusional.
about something that I was hearing
Go ahead, Ben.
during the watch
Insanely
party before this. Go back to
move
the
on now.
stats, Tom. Let's talk about the map set in this, and I want to also talk about what happened in the phase series as well. I think Toronto's in a bit of a weird map pool situation. Obviously, the Skid Row search removal, that was one of their, bread and butter maps got removed. And so it put them in a tricky position. And I've noticed that they really don't want to play Invasion Hardpoint, really, or Invasion Search. And what it's creating is in situations versus Optic, versus Phase, that they are scoring up on these teams' best maps. And look, if you win them and you put it on the table, then all great. But then you end up in these situations where Optic embarrasses you on the Karachi Search. They embarrass you on the Invasion Control. So I think for Toronto, the next week or so, they got to figure out some of this map pull shit. They got to figure out high-rise control, which both them and Optic were a common bad map. They got to figure out this terminal shit. We had Scrappy on here, talking about getting terminal reps, and they got fucking embarrassed today.
Yeah, they're a little
got some
fucked up
map
right
pull
now.
issues after the last 2 series.
Yeah, they got to improve their
Why
map
do you
pool.
think
We
that
talked about it
happened?
before.
Why do you think they randomly have? I feel like they didn't have a map pool problem in stage one.
Invade, bro. They gotta play Invasion, bro.
Invasion just got 10 times worse, so they just see it as a fluky map, so they don't even dabble in it. And then their Skid Row Search and Destroy being one of the, it was Skid Row and Karachi. Those were the 2 maps that pretty much were guarantees for them in the first major, the first major split. And now they lose one of those, so they're trying to find that second map. Listen, they got fucking slammed on that Karachi, but it's still going to be a map they play, and they'll probably leave it in against multiple teams. They might even play it again against Optic at some point, right? I don't think a 6-0 is characteristic of how good Toronto actually is at that map. But when it comes to that second map, bro, they just played Terminal. They don't even know what the fuck to play. Yeah. So that is where they're running into the most trouble.
Why are they picking, bro? They were Team B in this series. Why? I would love to know. They were Team B. So they actively picked Karachi S&E when Invasion S&E was there, which is a map that we've seen Optic on. They're iffy on it. We've seen Toronto on it. They're pretty solid. And they chose to, in the series, do the Invasion Control cheese instead of maybe going to a Karachi square up. I think these map pull decisions, because of their lack of comfort on more maps now, is a huge problem going on.
I don't think it has anything to do with comfort.
Bro, you're not going to.
Bro, they did the same thing against FaZe. They did the exact same thing.
Why would you test maps against
because
a good
it's
team
a
and give them
pointless
confidence
online qualifier.
Bro,
It's a pointless online qualifier.
You're giving them confidence.
Wait,
to
bro,
beat
Ben,
you. Why would you do that?
I did this. Ben, I did
One
that.
at a time,
I
Chris.
did
Let
this
him
for
go.
years,
Why are
bro.
you doing that?
I did because it's not a middle edge when you're in control.
It's on their side because they're
Then
confident now they can beat
you're
your fucking
weak-minded
ass.
if you think that. You're weak-minded if you think that. Period. Because here's the reality.
I'm saying you're giving them confidence. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about
that's
Toronto. I'm
fine.
talking giving them confidence.
I love giving teams I know I'm better than fake confidence. I love it. It's my favorite thing to fucking do. I did it all the time because what happens is teams go in thinking they're better than you, get your shit ran, map 1 on land. You're standing up, you're talking shit. They lose full. Their bathroom break can't even regain them. It's simple, bro. It's simple mental warfare. People do this in competition all the time. You think getting confidence just because you win an online game means Optic thinks they're better than Toronto Ultra? You're delusional. You've never competed in anything if you think that. You've never competed in anything if you think that. Toronto is out here
trying to lose 4 of the last 5 SDs.
I don't think they care because the reality is 1 through 4 is the exact same thing. Let's just be honest.
They weren't laughing after this series, unlike the last one. I'll tell you that.
They won both hard points. They know they're better than this squad. They know square up, they're better. I'm not worried about it.
The one game mode.
They beat Optic on one of their best hard points.
I have never seen. Can you guys recall at Neslo where it literally was like fucking 15-1 round count in a Neslo.
Okay,
You guys ever
they
seen that?
got
Who
slammed.
Who
They got
cares?
slammed.
They got
However,
yeah, it
never
doesn't
spent my
matter.
time- fucking life.
I will say, if you are a team that is looking to test map pools and doing stuff like this that Pat is saying, S&D is the game mode that makes the most sense to do it. Because
Absolutely
essentially
it does. You give away no strats.
Essentially you're just like taking what they're doing and then like not only like looking to counter it, but also maybe you learn something from them and apply it to your own game. But when it comes to the other game modes, I don't agree. And like their whole
And they ran
testing
them
map
in
pool
Hardpoint.
thing.
This is brainlocked fucking delusion.
No,
is
no,
what
no,
I'm
No,
doing.
you just
No,
never
don't get
competed
the-
or won anything.
I
bro.
know,
That's the
fucking
reality.
Guys, one at a
You don't
time.
understand.
Mindset.
I get it, Ben.
Absolute
You don't
stupid
understand. This is
mindset.
something you can't even comment on, bro.
I
You're not a
do
competitor.
understand.
You don't
Why
understand the
would you
mental
give them
warfare aspect. Because it's fake confidence, Ben. It's fake
That's all
confidence.
you run on is fake confidence. So
No,
it's
it's
all
fake
good.
confidence.
Right.
All right, let's go
Pat,
to the
Ben,
clips.
Chris,
Let's go
no,
to
no,
the
no,
clips.
no,
So
no,
I
no,
can
no.
run him
Everybody
online
quiet
on
down.
land.
Everybody
It's fake
quiet down.
confidence.
Pat, Ben, Chris.
It's very
All right,
simple.
quiet down. Sam, how are you?
Hey,
Sam?
man.
Sam, I want to talk to you. All right, me and
Thanks,
Sam
man.
have the floor here. Sam, first of all, thank you so much for being on
Hey,
here on the flank.
how's
That's
it
what I'm
going?
talking about. Okay, Sam, would love to know some of your input on the series. I know, obviously, there's been a lot of talk around Shotzi. I know we disagree with some of the stuff. We also talk about Toronto and their veto and kind of the maps that they've been playing. Sam, talk to me a little bit of what are your opinions with here, Sam? And guys, I don't want to hear anybody interrupting Sam while he speaks. Please let him speak. Go ahead, Sam. Please.
I am surprised to see Optic win in a Neslo fashion. This is probably the most one-sided Game 5 that I've ever seen in my life. Game 5 series, I mean. Shotzi obviously played really well. I think AG, I think we were all fixated. To Pat's point, I think we were all fixated on Shotzi's Game 3, which was fucking out of this world. It was very good. But we all made comments during the watch party. AG was having a sneaky good series. And obviously it showed on the scoreboard. So shout out to the sub duo for showing up. And it did play well versus a top 4 team. As well, we're not going to move those goalposts either. And as for the fake confidence thing, if I am FaZe or Optic now at this point, thank you. I've competed last year, 6 months ago. Thank you, appreciate it. Shout out fucking Toronto Ultra, because the gap that this team had on the top 4 post major 1 was fucking insane. And now
They still got it.
They don't. Now
They do.
They do not at all.
They
now
do. We'll see major 2.
Okay, never mind.
Just like when he predicted they were the champs of what 2022 and 2023.
I
was it
predicted. I think
2025
I
next?
predicted every event winner correct last year, except for the grand final at champs. So yeah, I don't think Ben, you got one right, by the way.
Champs last year.
I don't think you had one. I don't think you had one right.
Go ahead,
believe.
Sam.
Not
Sam,
one.
you
Go
got
ahead,
anything
Sam.
else to say, Sam?
Nah, man.
You good, Sam?
Yeah, I'm good.
Jesus Christ. You guys are fucking crazy. You guys are fucking nuts. It's getting a lot of passions flying around here. I don't flank, but we do have some clips, a lot of clips actually, to pull up from the Optic Toronto series. Obviously, there's just a lot going on here in this matchup. So let's hop into it. Let's switch on over. Here's the first clip. So I want to take a look here at this P4 hardpoint. We see a lot of teams that they kind of fail breaking or holding these hardpoints sometimes. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but this is kind of where I think Optic, they kind of troll sometimes in their hard points. And I think with just some little adjustments, they'll be able to fix some of this stuff. AG right here. Like right here, a perfect situation for AG, in my opinion. You have 3 guys from Optic looking at the crosshair to Garage. Like they're all looking towards this direction. Just play a corner boxes with your sub and just play a corner, make them run at you, play those easy kills. Because the problem is look what happens. AG, he ends up overchowing here. I think he does get stunned because he was kind of playing low steps. And then he dies, and then look at how Toronto are just able to break on in. A guy fludging through boxes. The guys on point get shot in the back. They're forced to run, and then just like that, I mean, look at just how much different this looks now after Toronto's just able to break on in. I mean, if you guys are Optic Texas in this situation, would you guys agree with me that AG should probably play boxes there and play a corner, or is there another way you probably would have played that hard point?
That's a no-brainer. You play boxes.
Yeah, I think right there, just maybe a little bit of an overchild there from AG. I know he got stunned and he kind of got fucked up, but I don't even think he should have been there. But little things like that, like this is a situation where I think Optic can get a big hold here and take the lead. But instead, Toronto, they break in, they build their lead, and the map just continues to get worse for them. So I thought that was just a big break there from Toronto Ultra. So definitely a little misplay there. Anybody else got anything to say there for the setup for Optic other than
I'm
AG?
pretty much agree with you.
Because I thought that other than that, the setup looked pretty good. And then we get towards the end of the game here, And again, Optic, they have the rotation to P2. So I'm going to pause it here. Optic have an opportunity to win this game here. And it stems from just locking down these spawns and winning these first wave of kills. Me, personally, I don't know if Kenny's in the chat or if any of the Optic guys are in the chat. I just thought Kenny was too far here. He was just getting too far. He was too far from his team. Yeah, I like that he's playing the back and he's playing spawns. I think I know what he was trying to do. Like, it's a nice little off angle. Like, what are the odds of Kenny being back there? Like, it's a good spot. But the problem is Toronto check it. Obviously, Toronto's a good team. They're going to be checking these corners back here. They single him out in the back, and now look at how this changes everything now. Now you got two guys from Toronto pushing the back. You got one guy pushing through the front. They work this pinch flawlessly. We have Kenny in the chat. He thinks that somebody should be helping him back there. Like, Kenny wants somebody back there with him, like playing spawns, which I don't even disagree with that either. That's what I was going to ask you guys. What do you think Optic should be doing here, and how do you think they should have played that rotation?
Can we go to the point before like Kenny and the rest of Optic even spawn there? Because I'm curious if they attempted to hit ult and failed. Because you have to play exits. Like, it's pretty easy to
hit ult and failed. I mean, they were on ult. They had the setup at P1, and then they all died. Which, I mean, this could have looked a lot different if Optic won their wave here. If they won the wave of Toronto pushing through mid, because they could have pushed them back a whole nother wave. But instead, they end up kind of getting pushed back here. Toronto does a good play by playing quick off those kills, off of P1. They get 2-3 dead, and they kind of pounce on them so quickly that Optic comes off spawn, and there's not really much they can do there.
Honestly, it's kind of hard to like even sit here and like nitpick it because the two players that were off spawn, the first ones that die, obviously their first like thought is to rotate to new and start cutting off. But then once like the other players come off spawn, like they just pounce on the back so quickly. So like, yeah, Kenny could have probably had maybe like one other person try to help him in a way, but realistically, this is just all in Toronto. Like, they just played it good. And they didn't really give Optic any room to make a proper decision because they know they're going to be split on that rotation. So
I don't know if this is all Toronto, though. They make great plays. Don't get me wrong. I think they made a great play there. But I think Optic are going to watch this back and make some adjustments here. I think they should be able to hold
whoever spawned
here.
in the alley should have just ran down the stairs to help Ken.
He should have either cut stairs. He should have either cut stairs here
the
or
routes
just
aren't
turned
far
around.
because they have the info of how many people are old. They know 2 are old, and they know there's 2 off spawn. So if their first 2 spawners go to hill and get the info on how many people are front, then they can read the pressure. So Ken, seeing that there's no one there, he has to play in a way that like takes away every timing in the back because whoever spawned in the alley, it was either Predator or Dashy, didn't help him on the right. And they know there's 2 coming through old. That's their guaranteed info that Ken's reacting to.
I'm more so saying that the routes are so far for them to actually get to new that like by the time they even scout out front and like see information there, Toronto's already pouncing on the back. So it's kind of just like a very hard decision for them to like make, and I think Toronto just capitalizes on the timing of the deaths and stuff like that. So even in a hypothetical situation, right, if number 3 were to cut down to the stairs to the right, like Scrap's already going to like potentially kill Ken, and then like 3 will instantly have to deal with number 8 and number 6. So like it's just good timing out of Toronto, and more so on Optic to try to make up for the fact that they lost the fights at old, right? If that's what I'm saying. Like there are ideal plays that could have saved them this, but it's just so hard with like how little time Toronto needs to win because they have to commit to new so that way that Toronto doesn't win and get like pressure there early, but they also have to play for spawns. So right now it's just like somebody try to compensate and hope they get like good timing, and Ken's basically trying to do that.
I will say if Toronto is pushing through old and they knew 2 or 3 were at old, they're definitely going to be pushing the back here. So I think Kenny should be getting some help here. I even think instead of pushing the stairs too, somebody can just turn around and just run down the alley and just like go on a head glitch here and just kind of like crossfire with him.
The thing about that though is like if you're assuming that like
the guy can
2
run through the
people
door,
aren't going front
out.
And there isn't a guy bridge, like if those first 2 spawners don't go to the hill and they end up just running up the front, they look like dumbasses. So like you kind of have to.
It's honestly more typical that Toronto didn't rush it. Right, like a lot of teams, they would get those kills at old and immediately be like, all right, let's go try to engage the hill, and they would like sprint through that side door. But it's like more typical out of Toronto that they like took their time and they cleared the back and set up a break rather than like rushing it and potentially giving Optic an easy funnel.
It's almost a better play that Ken actually dies that far away, because like when you're coming from the front, you want to get that like side garage spawn, and the fact that Toronto had to take that time, which is why I think Ken should have had help here. If this push was staggered even more, like Optic could have just ran up the front of the hill for free once they killed Jamie. And like that like 1 to 2 second extra timing of when you get the garage spawn to run up the ramp without being shot at completely changes the dynamic of how this hill ends up playing. So the fact that Ken died literally as far away as possible in the back actually plays well if somebody comes down the stairs to like stagger their push even another second, because like these spawners can just literally run to the hill, no tax, no nothing, for free.
Yeah,
and it changes a lot of how this plays out.
Toronto do a good play here too. I love how they wait for each other there before just diving into the hill, because obviously, like, how many teams will just keep fucking gunning it to the hill and just jumping into the hill and just hectic
Vegas
as fuck?
Today, Carolina today,
Yeah,
bro, is what we're talking about.
It's a good plays from Toronto. They play with each other. They wait for each other, and Scrap also had a fantastic map. One thing, and we also have Kenny in the chat. One thing I did wrote down, because we were talking about it. People were talking about it in my chat. Kenny ran an AR for most of this Rio, I believe. How do you guys feel about that? Scrap's running a sub. Kenny was on the AR most of the time. I could be wrong. I know he's in the chat. But it seemed like Optic went with a 2-2 setup, where Toronto went with a 3-1. I mean, how do you guys feel? Kenny's in the chat. He said he's been trying both. I mean, what would you guys do? Would you run 2-2 or 3-1? Because I feel like that's kind of like a hard balance to go through as a flex player. You're like, what should I run here? You know,
just love Rio because you actually have to think about it.
Yeah,
you gotta be able to do it. There's moments where you can switch on, like, fucking, I don't know, Invasion. You just run 4 ARs. Like, I love this map in the pool because it gives you dynamic. Like, Toronto prefers to be quicker. LAT ran fucking 4 subs today. Like, Optic, like, Ken uses 2 ARs. Like, there's so many different dynamics from team to team on how this map is played, and this is why this map is fucking awesome.
I think it's gonna come down to, like, and I think Ken is hitting exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I think it comes down to the build that allows a team to play together more often than not, right? If a 2-2 means that you guys are gonna be holding pockets and getting trades and having the best setup when you're holding or trying to break a P5, then bet. If it's 3 subs, maybe 4 subs on a P1, and that's what it's gonna be. And I think, to your point, Sam, the dynamic will be interesting.
It's hill to hill and just kind of reading the pressure. There's a lot of times where, like, you even watched in the LA Thieves series where it almost felt like they had 3 to 4 subs out on some of the hills that at times you would probably prefer 2 ARs to kind of lock down stuff. But it just depends. Like, you could be playing a team that's like gets a full setup on you, and they have multiple ARs set up on head glitches, and you have no choice but to pull one out to counter that. But if you have 3 subs and, like, you're pouring on that relentless aggression and never allowing those ARs to get set up on those power positions, 3 subs is going to feel like, oh, this is the best shit. But then on the reverse end, if they do get that ideal setup with 2 ARs, like, you're going to be like, wow, this 3 sub shit is impossible. So it just really depends.
And if you got the gunny, I like running 3. I'm glad Scrappy pulled one out.
You got to be able to adapt on the fly. You got to be able to adapt.
Scrappy's insane with a sub, bro. Like, he's actually hell. He took over, and every time he pulls out a sub, he's been going nuts. I will say, on the whole AR and sub thing, I would probably just change based on hills. That's probably what I would do. I saw Kenny talking about it in the chat, but I mean, that's probably how I would do it. It could also be like a play style thing. But I think for the most part, I think changing on certain hills would probably be the best way to play it. But if you start with a sub and your team is just beating them to every hill and you're in momentum, like, if you get into momentum with a 3-in-1 combo, it can be pretty deadly if you're playing it right. You could just constantly push things out, constantly get to those cuts, and we know how good the rival is. Like, it's obviously an insane gun, especially on Rio. So I could definitely see it being played like that. We'll see moving on with Rio. In the future, we'll see how teams decide to play it and kind of what guns and rules people decide to go on. But, guys, real quick, giveaway alert. If you guys want a Battle Beaver controller, Kayson is showing some love. He's giving away 3 controllers. So if you guys want an opportunity to win, go to the Twitter. You just retweet. I think you drop a like or something and drop a comment, and you guys have an opportunity here to win a Battle Beaver controller. So shout out to Kayson. The FaZe boys had a good weekend, so he's showing some love. And he's giving back with a few controllers. So if you guys want a controller, you guys know what to do, man. Go show some love to Kayson on Twitter, man. Shout out to Kayson.
Yo, real quick, Tom, I'm curious. I want to follow back up on something. I'm curious. Who are your guys' superstars in the CDL? I just want to know your guys' because we didn't mention that before. Like, all the people you think are superstars.
It's about to be a 15-minute fucking conversation, isn't it?
No, just tell me all the people you think are superstars.
I think we'd have to go team by team. But for Toronto, I'd probably say Scrappy and Kleenex. I'd probably say those are like my top 2 for Toronto. For New York, I'd probably say Paco. For FaZe, I'd probably say MC, Simp, and I mean, with the top teams, it's tough, but I'll probably say MC and Simp and Abizi for the top. I honestly feel like I might be a little biased here, but I would probably say those 3 Optic for FaZe. And then for Optic, I think the superstars is Pred and Shotzi. I would probably say Pred and Shotzi, the sub duo, is probably the two superstars on the team. That's probably what I would say. And then Dashy. I think Dashy has his moments. I think Kenny's more of like the fundamental guy of the team. Like without Kenny, this whole team would fall apart, in my opinion. And I don't want to say when I think superstar, I kind of think like takeover type of thing. Like I don't really think of like Kenny and like some of these other guys. Like, I think you need like the glue to your team.
Does everybody
right?
agree with that?
Like
Liz?
for instance, if you make a team full of 4 superstars, you're fucked, bro. It's not gonna work, bro. It can
Does
work.
everybody agree with that?
I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
pretty
People
close
can
to
give
what
their
I
own-
what
people
I
can
would
give their own
do.
opinion. I mean, I just
Yeah,
made that
we're
off the
making a-
fly, to be honest with
We're
you. I'd
making a
have to
list
think
of
about it more.
superstars that have
but-
been.
I just
been
want to
this
know if
caliber
y'all
for
all
years.
agree with that right now. Like currently, those are all the superstars y'all have.
Yeah, because
Would probably
I feel like
agree
that's pretty
with
on point.
Hydra there too.
Yeah.
He said Hydra.
I
He
said
said
Paco.
Scrappy,
We
Kleenex,
did say
Hydra,
Hydra.
Cell, Simpa, BZ, Pred, Shotzi, Dashi.
Yeah.
As far as people that like year to
But
year,
I
have
don't
been
think a
positioning,
lot of these people who are naming superstars can't be superstars without the people around them, right? I don't think
No,
Paco's
that's
going to be
fair,
able to
but
be
I'm
a
just-
superstar without like Kismet and some of the players that are around him and some of the players that you have. You have Kenny
Absolutely.
for
The team
Optic,
matters,
and
for sure.
Draza for FaZe.
The way,
and-
no. The way I look at
You know?
superstars is
Sam,
like
do you
if
agree
you
with
put
that
them
list
on,
though?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
I feel,
so 20% of the league are superstars then, in your guys' eyes. That's insane.
They're all at the top 4 teams, so yeah. Makes
But
sense.
that's insane.
that's just, yeah. I mean, they're
That's
all on the
insane
top
by
teams.
your metric.
And I was also going to say,
are you the
what-
governing
in-
body of,
in
what,
what-
of how many
in
superstars can be in
what-
the league?
In what fucking sport or anything are there 20% of the entire playing
And what sport has
population
48
superstars?
people?
What sport
Well,
is fucking
let's go to
12
any
teams and
other
not
game,
30?
bro.
What sport
Like,
has 48 people in it?
It's the
that
same
you can
thing. It's
compare this to?
20%. 20% are superstars. That's insane.
What other sport has 48 people that you can compare this number was 6 to?
No, we're saying 20%. That's what we're saying.
No,
can see
we're
where you're
using
going with
how
it,
many
Pat. I can
people
see
are
where
in
you're
the
going
league.
with it.
My point is we're just loosely
I
throwing
see-
around that term.
I see where he's
not.
going.
No
but
20% of the
I
league
see where
is
he's
superstars
going.
in anything.
I see where he's going, but if this was an open format and there was more teams in a league or a, like league style whatever, then that there would just be way more players, and then this would be irrelevant. Like that's
But it
just
would
so,
This is an incredibly dumb
But it's not
conversation.
irrelevant because the difference back in the day was we just had 16 teams.
it would be. It
But
would
you
be so
have to
irrelevant.
take
And
in
also-
the
and also
account the
I-
amount of fucking people in the
and-
league.
and
All
also
of the
it's
talent is
20%.
consolidated in 4 teams.
I also
Yeah,
And
but
we
even if
have a
even if they were
48
on-
person
even,
league.
Even if they were on different teams, you would still have them as superstars.
Yes, and there's still
I also-
48 people
here,
in the
let me-
league.
let me-
Obviously, it's
let
going
me-
to be a high
that's-
percentage
that's-
if the amount of people is low.
That's my
also-
point. That's my point. There's not 10 superstars in the league out
The
of
way-
48.
the way
We're
I
just
define-
loosely throwing the term around.
The way I define superstars in
It's not
COD
just y'all, it's
are
the whole
players
community.
players that can go to pretty much like any team and like replace a role of another superstar, and on top of that, they can join any team and instantly make them like way better. Like if you put a BZ on a shit team, a BZ's still going to be godlike.
Bro,
he might be nerfed
us
by.
4 could make some of the bottom fucking
You're not-
8 teams better.
No,
Like,
but
those
it's
are all
facts.
terrible.
It's
That's not
facts.
even a fair
But
conversation.
I also said that he can
They're
replace.
terrible.
I also said that he can replace players on another like good team and and keep them at the same level. For example, not only could let's say a player like a BZ replace a player on a bad team and instantly make that team insanely better and still be good, he can also replace
that
another
doesn't
player
make you a
that fits
superstar.
his role
That's what
on
I'm
a
saying.
good team and
That
still
doesn't
be
make
good.
you a superstar. Like
I'm
that's
just
my
saying that's
point.
how- I'm just saying
there
that's
are
how I view them.
superstars and stars, and we are just giving anyone who's a star the superstar tag, and that's not how it works. The superstar are the people who are better than the stars. That,
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a lot of there's a
there's
lot
not
of them in the
20%
league.
of
What do you
people
want
that
to
are
say?
superstars. No,
It's just how it
because
is.
by that point, Ben, then you're just saying everyone's a superstar. There's no
We're not
stars,
saying
and then
everybody's
there's
a
everybody
superstar.
else.
We're not
Okay,
saying
well, who
that.
would your
I don't want to have
stars
this
be?
argument. Can we move forward? Because
We just had the conversation. Stop going in fucking
No,
circles.
no.
Move on.
I asked you a different question. Who would your stars be? Then you would have none.
What Tom said.
The other
everybody else,
5 players
Kismet,
that we didn't
Kismet,
name.
Skies.
The filler
there's
players.
More,
Fucking
there's more
Kenny.
Yeah.
superstars than stars.
Well, I
Are
think
we off the path?
I will say that when it comes to like the top 4 teams, they're all superstars and stars. Like that's what makes them the top 4 team. Like they're so talented from top to
There's
bottom.
one,
Like, that's,
there's one maybe
there-
two.
there-
The only
there-
case
and the
I think
top
that has
4
two is
teams are the
FaZe.
ones who are paying the
there are
money to acquire those type of players to
That-
get.
you're
Or
also-
maybe break
Stars,
out the
absolutely.
second yellow and give a
Hold on.
red card out here.
Wait, the way you're saying this is like there's not other stars on other teams. Like I think Gwyn is a star player. He's a star player on his team, even though his team is fucking dog shit.
Let's move.
Like,
let's
nah,
move on,
bro.
guys. We have
They're-
more
they're
clips.
You just don't get it, bro. You
Let's
just
move
don't get
on.
it, bro. You
We've
loosely
been
throwing it around.
going in circles with the superstar thing. Let's move on. We got more clips. Let's go into the S&D. Just looked at the reel a little bit. S&D, we start things off. This pretty much sets the tone for Optic. We got a 1v1 off the rip with Dylan Envoy and Bruce. And Bruce is not scared to chow. 1v1, he just ends up jumping the corner and killing Dylan Envoy there. So I really like the confidence there from Bruce. Just kind of sets the tone here in the search and destroy. And then we move on to the 2-0 round. This is the round where I don't even know how this even happened, but here we'll kind of just watch it out and play through it. But you see Optic there on the offense. Shotzzy, he makes a play to the left side of the map. He finds one, and this is what I mean by impact and being annoying. He's running around. Scrappy can't tame him. Shotzzy finds another one on the round. That's 2 from him, just being a nuisance, and that's going to open up the gap now for Optic. Couple kills go down. Shotzzy makes the play, and now Toronto are kind of scattered. You can see Kenny, he gets that bomb down, and Kleenex, he tries to hop on the ninja defuse here. Did anybody else think that he was about to do this?
I thought he got this shit. I
Yeah,
won't
because
lie.
we've seen Optic get fucking ninja the exact same fucking spot.
Yeah,
I thought he wasn't gonna get it.
Kenny wasn't gonna let that happen again, bro. There's no shot. But they end up getting him off of the bomb. It definitely got a little scary for a second. We were all like, no way, there's no shot this happens again. But good heads up play from Kenny to pick up the bomb planter there. And then we move on to the next round. This is the 3-0 round. And this was just a big 3v4 from Optic. Kenny goes massive this round. Toronto, they find the first blood, but before Kenny falls, he's able to find 2. So big shots coming in from Kenny. It's a 2v2 situation, and this is where Bruce makes the play. Bruce, he ends up taking a little late flank here with the AR, and he gets himself tucked into this red area of the map, and he just waits. It's a good play. He sees nobody's on bomb. He knows they're diner, and it's good trigger discipline. He's able to find one, and after he gets the kill, he's out. He doesn't try and challenge another player. He doesn't try and go too crazy. He runs out of there. Pred comes in for the trade, and you can just see how easily they're just kind of running through these rounds. It was just this map was going by so fast. And then we hop in to the 4-0 round, and I think Scrappy's gonna go back and watch this round and see how he got pooped on here. But you can see a big plays here from Pred as he reloads, jumps the corner, and headshots him. Look at Scrappy's face when he loses this gunfight here. You could immediately see he loses fucking composure there as AG jumps off the balcony and headshots him. That headshot multiplier is no joke. With both guns. With both guns,
Well,
it is
Scrap
no
also
joke.
missed more shots than Pat did on the show, so it's all good.
Oh, Jesus
Jesus,
Christ.
I really
Ben,
gotta
Ben,
use. I'm gonna use the
Oh.
bathroom on that.
Hold on,
note.
no. Ben, you
no.
get butthurt and hit the chat on the DM saying, "Don't bring up stuff. The chat's roasting me." You said I have fake confidence, motherfucker. You need some confidence. God damn.
Hey.
Bro, you guys are so fucking
God
dumb,
damn.
Smoking on right now.
bro.
I mean, you hit the goddamn pin so you could chill out and stop getting hurt
No,
by
I'm
chat.
smoking on whatever
Jesus.
you've been fucking smoking this show is what I'm doing.
Jesus.
And then obviously this becomes a 2v1 round from the big 1v1
Yeah,
from
it does,
AG. And then Toby, this is your guy right here, Pat. Toby's unfortunate. He's by himself. There's really not much that he could do here. It was Optic that ended up killing him. Good shots from AG as well. I like the confidence to chow that and take care of business. You can see all the Optic guys. They're all smiles right now as they're running through these rounds. And then we get into the control. And honestly, this wasn't anything to really talk about. It was more just highlighting Shotzzy going on an 11 streak to start off the control. I don't even know, Sam. I think you even said it, like the way he was winning some of these fights, especially the
stun fight. I think it was on his 5 is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I think it's the next one.
So right here is where it gets interesting. So Scrap's on a point. Shotzzy's reading those spawns. So Shotzzy, he knows they're coming off spawn behind him. He gets stunned up. He ends up getting the kill through the stun. And then I think with the play that he makes next is just a great heads up play here. He knows Dylan is the only one coming off spawn. So he gets pushed up. And he just puts Dylan Envoy in the blender, man. He's just Dylan Envoy. Envoy's 0-5. He's fucking going through it. And Ant just continues to switch up his positioning. Every time he gets a kill, he just he's always just switching his spots up. And I don't even know if Kleenex even.
Either. Holy shit.
I think Kleenex wasn't looking at his minimap.
I don't think Kleenex realized where he was, but just the way that he's able to find kills and switch his position and just keep Toronto on their toes, they just can't find him. They don't know where he is. And now look, he's on a 9 spree. There's 20 seconds left in the round, and Toronto's in their base. Shotzzy started by the B site, and now he's AS and D. Like he was
He ends
in
up
their
over there
spawn.
again.
And then he ends up over there again. Yeah, he sprints over there and he keeps his spree going. I think he ends with an 11 spree to end this round. He gets 1, turns his corner, gets 2. Really, really good plays here to set the tone here. And then after that round, Optic, they go into the offensive round, and it's Shotzzy again who makes the play. Take a look at the route that he takes here. I'm actually going to rewind it a little bit so you guys can see the route that he ends up taking here. But Shotzzy ends up pushing through the left side of the map. Obviously playing for some info right now, playing his life, and you could kind of see how he ends up breaking this up. He ends up playing through the left side of the map. He pinches gas here, and just take a look at the fights that he ends up winning. He's going to catch somebody with their pants down here. It's Kleenex. Next guy is Insight, and he
What
just
was
gets...
7 looking at?
Let me rewind
he
it.
was lagging out.
Number 7.
So Jamie
didn't
sees
see-
him. What is Jamie?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
What is
He's
Jamie
lagging
looking
the
at?
fuck out.
Nah, he was looking at front. I guess he was expecting. The problem is where the
Did he see him and like call him out and Toby didn't react?
right?
Or like
That's what I'm confused about. Either he didn't call it out, or he did call it out and Kleenex didn't react.
someone fucked up somewhere.
Somebody fucked up here. Somebody fucked up because they should have won this round. There's only 10
He's
seconds
behind
left.
the tank, though. Are you sure you saw him?
I'm pretty sure
saw
you
him.
can.
Inside
I think he's
saw
playing
him.
like the front side of the tank, so he could see it. Because when he comes around this
saw
corner,
him.
he's
saw
standing
him.
on the front
He
side.
saw him, guys. He sees him right here. He sees him right here crossing, and then he sees him again here.
Okay, so Toby's like, so Toby turns. He's called out. Toby turns right here.
Oh, he does turn. Okay, so maybe I don't know.
No, Toby blacked out.
They I don't know what happened there. And then Ant wins a big 2. I don't even know how he won the second fight. The way that shot.
No, the fight on Jamie is insane.
I mean, he's 18-4 right now.
Who got a kill? Maybe he thought he died.
I don't.
Someone got
that
a kill right when
That
he
was just like a
turned.
miscomm thing. It had to have
Had
been.
have been a miscomm, and I don't know. Shotzi ends up getting the 2-piece. It opens up the gap for his team. They all go down, and
And they stacked the point.
Thank fucking God they stacked the point, because I would have raged if they didn't stack the point. This is all you need is one wave, man. You get that one wave and you're on the point. Look at Toronto. They're panicking. They don't know what to do. They're throwing tags. They're sprinting, and they don't have enough time to get there. So just really, really good plays. Again, Optic, they end up going on to win the last defense, and they 3-0 them here in the control. So just a masterclass here from Shotzi here in the map 3. Really good plays from him. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen, on a map 3?
Nah, Optic looks scary as fuck on that map. I
they
think
do.
you obviously they're going to be vetoing high rise pretty much every series, but the square up in control right now is tough, and I think the only team that would be really willing to play them on that map right now is FaZe, because I said it weeks ago, Optic has like the best offenses on that map other than FaZe so far. The way that they like control the map and actually make you feel like you're fucking pinned when you're on defense is unreal. So going forward, we'll probably see a lot more Karachi, assuming that FaZe or Optic continue their high rise veto.
Yeah, I think both these teams have to figure out high rise control at some point this year, though, because it has to give you a different angle to attack the teams in this series. The evasion control, score up, and all the cheese that comes with it is, sometimes variance you don't need in something like this.
Yeah. And then I want to move on to the skid row. Again, Optic struggled in the hard point, but it's little things where Toronto's able to build their lead, and it starts here. So this is the setup Optic initially have here on the rotation. I don't know if there's anything that you guys see. I think right off the bat, Dashy goes really rogue and just ego chows Hall. He ends up getting taken down, so that kind of just opens up the middle of the map, like top mid, and then Kenny's kind of left on point by himself. And then he falls, and the trades come in, and bada bing, bada boom, Toronto with a flawless break here. I mean, that was a great break. Anything you would have done differently? I always feel like on this hill, you want to stack top mid. That's how I feel. I don't know if that's the right way to play it, but watching it feels like top mid is the most important part of this hard point.
Well, what is AG doing this whole time? Well, playback.
AG's pushed out front, which, I mean, I don't really know. I don't mind him pushed out front here, but as soon as Dashy dies, I mean, it's kind
When
of
Dashy dies, he makes his play look way worse.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
it's
Yeah.
chalked.
Once
he's
Bruce
trying to-
dies
now
top
he's trying to
mid,
get
he's
up-
under the assumption that Bruce is going to stay alive. So once he dies, AG looks like he's trolling.
Yeah.
I'm also not a fan. Like, I think Kenny was just in a bad spot, but he could also maybe tucked himself in the stairs so he doesn't get killed by the guy front. But I'm just not a fan of people staying on the hill. Like, once Brandon spawns in Fuckville, they should just group up. Like, number 2 and number 1 should group up and maybe like try to push out top mid together and like see if they can salvage any sort of map control or catch like Toronto like off guard. Because once Brandon gets that spawn, they know they're getting collapsed on from all sides, and Bread's not really in a position to help them. So I'd probably like to see them maybe group up. If not, maybe Kenny tuck himself into the stairwell so he's not shot from front.
Yeah, he could definitely tuck himself, but to be fair, AG kind of fucked him over here because he had
The
his
bottom mid
front.
pinch is rogue.
Yeah, he had his
The bottom
front, and
mid
then
pinch is
AG just dipped the fuck out of there, and then he got
Yeah.
and then Envoy realized that AG gave it up, and Dylan's a great player. He realizes, AG gave up the lane. I'm going to catch somebody slipping here on hill. He hits the gap, and Dylan's able to shoot Kenny in the side, so it was just the setup was wonky there. AG should be tighter. I think Dashy shouldn't really overchow mid-hall, and they should just play a little bit more together there. Because then that's what ends up happening. Toronto end up blocking down a lot of time here on this hard point. And then we go into the next one which is the P4. And you can see here, Toronto, they're up about 40 points after that P3. And I don't know how you guys feel, Sam. I know you like this play from Shotzi, pushing out and getting aggressive back apartments. He was able to find one. He gets instantly traded. But I think Toronto play this break flawlessly again. I feel like whenever teams are turtled here in the hill and you have that P3 like back apartment spawn, the team that has that back apartment spawn, for the most part, usually breaks this hard point. At least I don't know if that's true. Do you guys think that's true? I feel like that's true.
For the most part, yeah.
For the
it
most
just
part,
depends
right?
on like your tax and how you trade. But the reason I like Ant's death in this situation is not only he actually gets one, but his life is essentially meaningless. They have enough map control for when he dies, they are not in danger of being broken right away because Toronto has to group. They have one off spawn. They don't want to just run at the hill because they know Optic beat them on rotation. The thing that I didn't like about Ant's play was
he got back into the play.
the thing I didn't like about Ant's play was not hitting bottom mid off of his spawn though, because he knows that Toronto's going to take their time at this point. They have to wait for their spawner, even though he is going to be close. They're going to group backdoor. They're going to throw their nades. They're going to slide. Ant has timings here to hit bottom mid off of his life because again, he got one. It staggered their push, and he had an opportunity to just reflank bottom mid and shoot him in the back.
Yeah.
Why can Toronto
I don't
not
mind him
just
flooding that
spawn?
much, but
He could have flooded tunnel as well, but like
yeah,
I'm just nitpicking the play at this point.
He just got
but
right back into the play.
Why does Toronto not just spawn back playground or top apartments here? Like, I just don't understand
Look at
why
these
this
spawns.
is
Look
even
at
a
it.
thing.
Look at this shit. Look at this spawn. Hold on. Let it play out. Look at this spawns
Like, dude,
here.
are you fucking like why?
Look at this spawns here.
What the
So
fuck is the
all
reason?
back alley and apartments is all open. Look, one guy from Optic spawns mid. Somebody from Toronto, Insight, or not Insight, Scrap spawns garage. He spawns
But he
bottom
spawned,
garage.
one spawn top mid, the other guy spawned garage. But like, you can't even say that number one necessarily blocked it because those two people were up already. Like,
Yeah.
what is the fucking point, dude?
Yeah. Nah, no.
Just
Spawns
get you
are
back in the flow of
ass.
fucking spawns. We've talked about it time and time again. The supposed spawn logic in this game just getting in the mix is fucking shitty for 4v4 COD like this.
Yeah.
It makes it for hilarious mini maps, let me tell you.
And then we get into the last S&D map where, by the way, once Toronto held the P3 and they broke the P3, they broke the P4. They had so much of a lead that the rest of the game, it was kind of just going back and forth on rotations. They stayed ahead of the game. And that's why it's so important. Like, you can't make mistakes on the first rotation. Because when the first rotation is done, if you made mistakes and you're down 60 to 100 points, good teams are going to make sure that they're just rotating, staying ahead of the game, set up, and keep your lead, right? Like, they're just playing to keep the lead. And Optic's playing catch-up. And then you know what happens when teams play catch-up. Now they're running at hills. They're pushing scrap.
Tommy, Jamie Insight soaked hill for so long in that fourth map that he had 2 fucking deaths through the first rotation and didn't die until the fourth hill of that fucking
Yeah, no,
map,
that's fucking insane, bro. That's actually...
which is insane.
I think
But
he was like, what, 10 and 6 by the end of the map or something?
bro,
Like, he was
10 and
something
6,
crazy.
I'll tell you how much hill time he had.
He had to have had over 3 minutes.
They don't have the hill time up on the website, so I guess we'll never know.
Oh, that's tough. But yeah, and when are they going to fix the scoreboard in game so we can start seeing the hill time?
I hope
Shit's been broken
I hope
for
they
months,
finish it this week, but getting in this terminal, man, bro. We'll talk about this first round, but the amount of like do nothing strats from Toronto on this map, I know
see why they
haven't
beat
played
it
yet.
Yeah, a lot of do nothing strats. They wait till the last 30 seconds to try and push plane and shit. Bro, the more you wait on offense to make plays, the more wiggle room you give the other team to hit long routes, flank behind you, fucking pinch through mid. Like there's so many save their tax, funnel you into the plane, to fucking bomb the plane with tax. Like there's just
Wait,
so.
Tom, can you back up real quick? Where was AG when he got this kill?
He slid into the plane behind
He
next to
slid
Shotzi. They literally just bait and
Okay.
switch each other. He just slid in.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is an insane chow from Pred. This is fucking crazy. Nobody's chowing with him, and Dalen gets caught with a timing, bro. He ends up fucking sprinting forward, and AG catches him slipping, and no trades come in either. So you see Kleenex, he ends up falling. He gets taken out. And then AG wins another fight here towards the back of the plane. So it's a clinical first offense from Optic here on Terminal. We know how hard it is to win offense on Terminal.
Kleenex was just too slow to help Envoy. Scrap already had bottom plane, so he didn't really need to take his time. And I don't know, he was throwing a nade or what happened, but he didn't get up the stairs quick enough to help Envoy. And then obviously Envoy gave himself bad timing.
Yeah, and then this is kind of one of those rounds where Toronto just do fucking nothing. I mean, look, there's 30 seconds left on the clock. Granted, they are down him, and now he had just gotten picked. And now with 20 seconds, I mean, you could see the Optic arrows now. It's a 3v3 situation, but there's only 17 seconds left on the clock. So Toronto, they just kind of get trapped. They get trapped in plane. Optic knows that they have to go for the plant, and they can't even get the bomb down. I mean, the wall bangs come in. He ends up getting shot crossing, and you can see there's just not enough time for Scrap to even do anything. It's just waiting too long to make these plays. And it's just, I think some of these teams need to have game plans going into it. That way, when they get to the match, they're not trying to make plays with 20, 30 seconds left. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves in S&D. And then we go over to the 2-0 round. And I mean, this is just straight coordination from the Optic boys. Shotzi and AG, it's the lineups, man. It's the private matches and lining up. It's the coordination, making sure that they use their attacks together. They find the first blood on the Kleenex there, top AC, just coordinating nades. And just working together. I mean, Kleenex got bombarded there. He probably didn't even know what the fuck happened. Just really good tactical usage coming out of Optic. And we know how important it is to use your tacticals in the right way, especially on Terminal. So good plays from them. And then not only do they get the kills, but they end up wrapping a bomb back in this one as well. Scraps in a 3v1. I mean, you guys can just see, just watching these back, how quick.
Bro, these are not close rounds.
They're not close. These rounds are just going by so quickly.
Like, I would love, I'll try to find it this week. I would love for these two S&Ds specifically to see what percentage of rounds Optic had to quote unquote clutch, because I'm like, these two S&Ds were like some of the most dominant S&D gameplay that I have seen in this game.
Look how
like,
fast
bro,
this
they're
round
getting
goes.
steamrolled.
Kenny finds 3 kills here. Look, they go Eski. Kenny's able to find, Dashi dies first. Kenny finds 1. Kenny finds 2. AG pops up, finds 1, stays down. Kenny pops up. Trade comes in. I mean, the teamwork is just great. The teamwork is phenomenal.
This guy with the blind counter. There's 3 there.
Blind counter and trades, just trading. Dashi dies, Kenny trades it. Kenny stays down, Pred gets a kill. Kenny pops up, he trade. You know what I'm saying? It's just being able to just show different looks, work off of each other. Good teamwork there from the Optic boys. And then we go into the 4-0 round. And it's Optic. They just rush plane. Nobody's even in plane. Dylan Envoy's just sitting on a ladder playing info. And then Scrap, he tries to make a play, but it's too late. He just gets funneled. Like, everybody from Optic's there. Toronto don't know how to fucking hold plane, bro.
Wait,
they
go
can't
back to the
hold
beginning
plane.
of this round, and I want to see what their initial is before like Optic even hits.
It's
the
literally
plane.
this.
It's this. This is what
He
it is.
goes, Scrap like plays orange slide, holds his library cross, and then just like, yeah, it's just literally
No,
this.
it's number 8. It's not spying the cross. He's looking at Eski with number 7 when number 7 has it. Like, look at number 8. Go back and see what Toby's doing. Look at this. He's not even looking at playing. He could have committed that cross and seen all of Optic crossing.
Yeah, he's playing. Well, I mean, at this point, I think he's probably just playing a tight. He's just playing a tight
I'm saying
angle.
earlier, like way earlier. He's still go back or even further. Look at it. Look at this. Go back even further. I don't know if your VOD's like.
Yeah,
okay, so
like the fact that he's sitting. Yeah.
Why
I don't
the
know what he's doing here.
fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing here. He blacked
There's
out.
no point.
Yeah, Toby blacked out here. He blacked
There's no
out.
point.
Yeah, he blacked out.
You're
You have
looking
your
at Burger
teammate.
with
Your
your
teammate's looking at Burger. You can see nobody's there. Plus, there's a lot of noise here as well. They did throw the smoke mid.
It was a smoke grenade.
They juked him out. They juked him out.
Okay,
I didn't notice that.
I didn't see the smoke.
I did not see the
notice
smoke.
either.
That's what happened. They juked him out. They threw the smoke.
That's a fucking S.
Great
That's a
play.
good
Great
smoke.
strat.
That's a
Great
good
strat.
smoke because it
You
makes
know-
it so like they're scared to hit hallway too.
I didn't
That's
see the
something we
smoke.
don't talk about a lot with teams that they do their alien and they don't really ever use a smoke in that round. This is actually a pretty good use of it.
Yeah, it is.
Then they go up 5-0. Pred loses the 1v1 to Scrap. It goes 5-1, and they end up closing it out. So could have been another 6-0 there. But that's going to do it. That's all I had for clips. Guys, any final thoughts on Optic Texas and Toronto Ultra? Optic Texas, they end the stage 6-0. So undefeated going in.
They have one more game. They're going to play New York, so I'm really
Oh,
excited for
that's
that.
right. Sorry. Well, so far they're 6-0. They got.
Yeah.
Who do they play? New York. Oh
New York.
They
shit,
play New
that's
York
a big one.
next
That's
week, so
another
it's a
big
banger.
one.
Toronto has LA Thieves coming up next, so I think Toronto is
Tough
not.
one.
I looked it up during the watch party. The last time Toronto lost back-to-back games was the Major 4 qualifiers last year, so it's been about 10 months, and unfortunately, I think Thieves are going to be the victim of Toronto getting back in the win column. Unfortunately, having 2 losses probably means that they're going to be the 4th seed, so probably play whoever the 5th seed is, and then likely the winner of New York. I assume the winner of New York and Optic will be 1st seed, and that's who they'll play in winter semis.
Yeah. Pat, any final thoughts on Optic Optic Toronto?
No, it was a good win. I'm excited for this matchup to occur on LAN. I liked. By the way, Chandler made a tweet, Tom. If you want to bring that up, I like that
Chandler?
a lot. Yeah, Chandler.
Tell me, yeah, it's
A little graphic. Let
Let me pull up the Chan man, see what's going on here with Chandler. What is this, a tier list?
Something like
Is
that.
this a superstar tier list? What is this?
Yeah, I just saw
NW3
it.
year, only online plus land, not ranked within tiers at Aches. So, Pat, is this your list?
I would probably put attach in the star category, up from average. I don't know
Attach.
if you
Wait,
guys-
yeah. How is attach an average? Who made this?
Attach being an average is a war
Are we
crime.
putting
That is
Paco in Star
crazy.
next- Are we putting Paco in Star?
I
next?
also don't. I don't
And I
even
would
know
probably-
if Lamar.
and I would probably take Toby down. But that Toby's on the cusp, so I mean it's either way. But I replied to him.
Actually,
I said
yeah,
Toby down.
honestly,
Attach
The
up.
list doesn't look that bad, except for maybe attach.
This comes down to star superstar definition, which I'm sure we'll argue over the next weeks and months. But I think just to wrap again, good series for Optic in Toronto. You want to move to predictions, Tom?
Yeah, I already have them up. I already got the predictions
Alright,
up. I
let's
just
take a
wanted
look.
to take a look at Pat's tweets or his tweet. We only got 2 matches next Friday. So next Friday, guys, we'll do some community questions. So obviously, command Discord in the Twitch chat. Join the ZooMAFIA Discord. We're on our way to 40,000 people in that Discord, man. And there's a lot going on in there, man. Whether it's watch parties, sub-8s, movie nights, sports, fights. There's people in there watching the fights. It's definitely a good place if you want to meet some people, find some people to play with. Check out the Discord. But 2 matches. We got Seattle Surge going up against the Las Vegas Legion. And then, of course, we got the LAG going up against LAT. So the Battle of LA. We got LA Thieves versus LAG. That's going to be a good one. For Seattle, Vegas, I'm going to go with Vegas Legion in this one. I'm going to go with Vegas 3-1. I think Vegas, I actually really like Vegas. I think they're a good team. I just think at times they need to clean some shit up. But I'm going to go with Vegas in this one. Seattle's been looking rough. Still waiting to hear from Illy and to see where he's going to end up or if he's still trying to play. Knowing Ender, I'm guessing he's trying to play, but I'm just going to go with Vegas here. Seattle's just been looking rough. 3-1. Ben, who do you got?
I've got Vegas 3-0. Then they're gonna clean things up.
Okay. Sam?
I got Vegas in a grueler. I think this goes 5.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got Vegas.
We all got Vegas. Pat, what about you? You got
Vegas,
Vegas,
yeah.
Pat? We all got Vegas in that
Yeah,
one?
Sergio horrible.
And then we got the Los Angeles Guerrillas going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. I mean, I'm going to go Thieves. I mean, they've definitely looked a lot more promising than LAG. LAG, I don't know what's going on with them.
Is LAG still undefeated in the battle for LA?
Yes.
Yeah, they are still undefeated. I think this might end tomorrow. We'll see. If LAG win this tomorrow, there's got to be a mentor or something.
If LA Thieves can't win this, bro.
Pat, is the bomb about to be lit for LAG? Is it about to be blown up?
It's been lit.
It's been lit?
I mean, listen, if we're ever having 2 matches again, we cannot have the bottom 4 teams play. That's insane.
That's an L
not
schedule for
not
sure.
that Vegas is bottom 4, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
The
this
league
is
needs to be able to flex
the worst
matchups.
Friday
Why are
of
we,
all
why are
time.
we-
Yeah, this is horrible.
Can we have this conversation? Like, we're in the middle of a stage and it's clear some of these weeks suck. The league should be able to flex these fucking matchups. I don't see
Oh, sorry, not
why-
tomorrow. I misspoke.
like move
Sorry,
the
guys.
schedule around
Faded.
so it like bounces out for viewership. Like, I don't know why they don't do that.
The
Like, what,
matches
it's
are
not-
next Friday, by the way. Next Friday.
It's not like people are going to stadiums and paying for tickets and you disadvantage them. Like, move the matches around and make these days better because there's a fucking snooze on Friday, bro. There's gonna be record low viewership, I think, next
All
Friday.
right,
to be honest.
who we got for this?
Yeah, if I got LA Thieves, who do you got, Ben? Thieves?
Thieves 3-2. I can't bank on a clean win in this one, bro. It's gonna be great.
Does anybody have LAG? Chris, Sam, Pat? You guys got-
Hell no.
Chris,
Hell
LAG
no.
is 7-1 all time.
hey,
So,
Chris, you got LAG?
Battle for LA undefeated. They're
Nah, that's
undefeated
good.
in something.
No, it's 7-1. Pat just said.
7-1 all time.
Because
Okay,
I
7-1.
remember the curse did get broken somewhere. I don't. Was it? It was
Yeah.
this year, wasn't it? Wait, no, it wasn't. When did they beat him? Do you know, Pat? Does it say when they beat him?
Turtle would have to reply. He hasn't replied yet.
Okay.
Was it me? Did I do it?
Probably,
might have done
probably
that.
recent.
Maybe Sam. Maybe it was you. But...
Maybe I did it.
All right,
Might have been the
Benjay,
one.
sync us out, Ben. Sync us out. Let's get it going, Benjay. You know the vibe. We got a lot of
Yeah.
predictions coming in. We'll take a look. We got 14.5 million so far on you syncing it,
Ooh,
and
that's
4
good
million. 4 million on you not making it. So
Oh, I should throw that.
a
Good.
lot of people are looking for you to make it. No, do not throw, Ben. They're gonna start rioting and throwing shit. I just got poked by Shotzi in the TeamSpeak. Hey, bring the weed, bro. Don't forget, okay? All right, I've been getting poked by Shotzi, the fucking TeamSpeak, to bring the
Okay, we're
weed.
getting poked by shots. You're getting poked by MC.
AKA, no, it's MC. It's Celium, guys. It's MC. He keeps pretending to be Shotzi. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's fucking nuts. It's my son right there. Benjay Nassim steps up to the plate. He's gonna line it up. Slip is on. Dogs out. Smells like shit in there. Benjay gonna let it rip, and he misses the putt. It's wide right. He just, oh man, there
Ben
was
sailed that
30 million on him making that. 30, and only 10 million on him not making it. He just let everybody down.
Like
in the
I
chat.
said, gave him fake confidence.
No No
And it
way.
showed.
Pat, you might have broke him, Pat. You might have broke him. Unbelievable. He's
Fake
stepping up
confidence
for
means
round
pressure,
2.
Tom.
Yep. Pat, what do you think? He can't deal with the pressure?
Nah, and most can't, and it's okay.
Let's go into a post match interview with Benji to see.
Also keep in mind, first time Ben's missed a Sunday putt this year.
Yeah, first time it's a Sunday putt this year. It's
What the
crazy.
fuck? Ben, what happened?
I rattled
You know,
him.
I was just ice cold. I haven't putted in a while, and you know, it was a rough.
Ben,
putt.
I'm
It
gonna
is,
be
but
honest.
move
You want me
on.
to be honest with you, bro?
Yeah.
I think you're rushing it now, bro. I think you're rushing it.
Nah, I've been
Usually you
making
go
them.
up there. No, usually you go up there and we're like, yeah, here's Ben. He's stepping up to the plate. Bada bing, you're lining it up. You're taking your time. The last 2 days, bro, you're stepping up and letting it fucking rip, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I
and I
mean?
banged the last one. Just
I
missed
know
that
you
one. It is
did
what it
bang
is.
the last one. I think now you have false
Yeah.
confidence. I think that's the problem. I think
Nah, I think I'm fine.
you know, that's the
think
thing,
I'm
bro.
good.
Hey, if a super aggressive sub player drops 40 and 20 doing stupid shit, but goes 10 and fucking 30 the next series, Ben, I don't think they're doing it right, Ben?
I mean, maybe.
I
Wrap
think
it
you got to
up.
work on it. Let's
Yeah,
wrap it up.
I'm not giving you
This
any
guy Ben's
entertainment, bro.
fake.
It's
He
all
doesn't
good.
want any entertainment. This
I'm not
guy's an
giving you-
asshole.
giving you zero
He's an
entertainment
asshole.
right
All right, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/fake. Check out all the other sites we're on. Go follow at the flank.
Jesus.
Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials, so make sure to go follow the flank. Guys, I just want to take some time just to thank all you guys, bro. The energy in the streams, the watch parties, the videos on YouTube. You guys have been showing a shit ton of love, bro. So we really appreciate all you guys. I appreciate just every single person that's in here and everybody who's watching. You guys are awesome, bro. Just thank you guys so much. Can't thank you guys enough. So just thank you guys for being in here. Thank you guys for watching. Excited for next weekends of matches, and we'll be back. So we'll see you guys next time, man. Take care. Brush your hair. Take it easy. We'll see you guys in the next one, man. Later. Peace out.
Take it easy.
What you talking about?